my leg is also starting to atrophy, which that's cool. Yeah, when I flex my calf muscle, like there's just a giant dip in the middle of the side of my leg now when everything flexes. It's very interesting. That's new. Anyway, Christ.
Distorted Entertainment.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of Distorted Entertainment. My name is Ethan Carpenter, and I'm very tired. My co-host here is Mitchell Wade. I don't have a bit for this episode. Mitch, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm pretty awake for somebody that barely got any sleep. For those that maybe are just joining us for some reason, you're starting at episode 6, or maybe you just don't pay attention to me, because I don't.
I don't either.
I mean, really. Why would you? I've started nights. I don't actually start officially until not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
Cool.
And
that would be Tuesday.
But yeah, thanks. I guess I didn't want to reveal the curtain, but
my dude, we've already done that a couple times. We usually record episodes. I've mentioned we record episodes like a week ahead.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways,
hostile opening.
Yeah. Well, I'm nothing to fuck with.
It's funny because it's a reference to the album. It's a reference to the album I gave you today. Anyway,
yeah. So I've been staying up until like 9 in the morning and waking up at 4 in the afternoon to get used to that, and it's fine when I actually, for some reason, actually sleep. But these past couple of days, my brain's just like, hey, I know you were tired and you kept falling asleep on the couch, but now that you're in bed, you want to stay awake. Let's do that.
My brain's staying awake because of trauma. But anyway, let's get into some news for the day. Actually, I have a little bit more for this episode than we did last week. I'm actually going to let Mitch go first because he only has a couple, whereas I have a handful.
Okay. Music news. And I'm sure Ethan was going to cover this anyways. System of a Down, 15 years later, released 2 new tracks.
Yeah, they released them like out of nowhere. I was awake at midnight or 1 o'clock the other day when it dropped because I think I was streaming that day or doing something on the computer. I'm like, all right, two new System albums just came out. I'll give those a listen tomorrow. I believe
System albums, huh?
Did I say albums?
You said albums.
I meant songs. I'm sorry. Maybe they are. I mean, it might be coming out with a record. I don't know.
I would assume.
Yeah, we'll see. They dropped 2 new tracks entitled Protect the Land and Genocidal Humanoids. Loudwire reported it on the 6th. And both of them are kind of about a war that's going on in a community, an Armenian community called I didn't look up how to pronounce this word. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up without so I don't
that might be good.
Have issues with that pronunciation. Please tell me how to pronounce. There we go. I don't want to go to YouTube, but I'll do it. Why is this video 25 seconds long? Is it literally?
It's probably him repeating it several times.
Is it literally just Artsakh? I don't know if that's right, but. There's a war in Artsakh that is largely affecting the Armenian community, so it's very not surprising of a lyric topic for System of a Down. I don't know about. Well, you brought it up. What did you think of the songs?
Just like I felt about Toxicity and that entire album. Yeah, it's there. It's a System of a Down song. I can see why some people like it. Not my thing. I did like the Protect Our Land a bit. It was more on the
melodic side.
Yeah, and then the other one I was like, yep, this is a System song, all right.
For me, I prefer Genocidal Humanoids a little bit more to Protect the Land. I do like the lyrics to Protect the Land, and I liked the music video a lot too. My only complaint is Protect the Land was very repetitive.
100%. I will agree with that.
And vocally, it was like Serge and the other member whose name I can't remember, unfortunately. were just harmonizing. Those two harmonizing is nothing new for a system, but like it was the entire song, and Surge didn't really have any like lead vocal moments, so it kind of was like not my shtick, I suppose. It wasn't bad, but I don't really see myself listening to it a lot. But for Genocidal Humanoids, I liked the energy a little bit more, especially like the blast beat section, which is in my memory, like I don't really remember hearing legit blast beats being used under or for most of their songs. So yeah, 2 new System of a Down songs. It is exciting to have them back, but there wasn't anything super new when it comes to this music. Especially because, you know, back in the day, they were pretty different from most of the bands. Maybe if they release more music, they'll have a bit more of unique spin on things, but it is cool that they released music and they're officially back after 15 years.
Yeah. I guess the other thing I have is non-music related. Oh, no, I had 2 music related things. My bad. I forgot about that. I recently, right before this podcast, read a quick article. Mastadon apparently has too many tracks. They were just talking about how they have like 30 demos, and they were like, we have too many tracks and we don't know what to do.
Just release a triple album.
Episode 10. Anyways,
I would never listen to a triple album by Mastadon. It just wouldn't happen.
Oh, I wouldn't listen to a triple album by Mastadon, but I would listen to a triple album by Mastadon over a several day period. I like Mastodon, not that much.
I just can't get into them for some reason. I don't know what it is. I did re-listen to Blood and Thunder the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I recognize this riff, and then like the vocals kicked in and I just wasn't big into it. I liked it before then.
I just want to know if it's only one vocalist or if it's all 3 vocalists that you don't like.
I assume it's the primary one. I don't know.
There is no such thing as a primary one.
Okay. I'll have to do research then and get back to you.
I honestly say the best way to learn the voices is listen to the song Oblivion, because all 3 of them sing in it and they all have clear, distinct parts.
Interesting. Just have one vocalist, Forehead. It's too many vocalists.
The bass player does more of like the metal-y vocals. Brand, the drummer, who's an amazing drummer, does like just really nice clean ones, and then Brent Hines, the guitar player, one of the guitar players, does like almost psychedelic vocals, and he's probably the hardest one to understand.
I assume it's going to be him then.
Probably.
I'm not really big on him, if I had to guess, but cool. Mastodon has a lot of tracks. That's cool. Good for Mastodon fans, I suppose.
So, Gojira, a couple of years ago, announced that they had like 100 tracks, and I was like, okay, where's my album? Come on. Choose like 10 to 15 of those and put those bad boys on a CD. Let's go. Yeah,
but I mean, you also got to think that being as 2 people who have either A, been in a band, or B, has written music, not all of those songs are going to be good enough to release.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I would imagine
for sure.
Like 1/3 of those songs are album ready.
Cool, that's 33 songs. That sounds like 3 albums to me.
Nah, it's just one album, but it's all like they make a grindcore album.
I would cry.
I don't know if Gojira made a grindcore album, but still like that still sounded like Gojira. I feel like that would be actually kind of entertaining.
I don't know how I feel about this conversation, and I'm not appreciating it. That's
because you're a snob, Mitch. Stop being such a snob and listen to some grind, you pussy. Anyway,
there we go. I was waiting for it. One last thing is I have some video game news. Maybe you have it too. I don't know.
Possible.
Yesterday, November 7th, also known as N7 Day to Mass Effect fans. The Mass Effect BioWare board got together and announced that finally, not finally, officially, that's the word, that Mass Effect Trilogy Remastered is coming out with all the DLC attached to it. And I'm stoked because I love that series. We'll not talk about the ending.
I have never played Mass Effect.
They are really good. It's 120 hours of content.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's over 3 games.
Still that's 6. No, that's 40 hours per game then. So that's 60 hours per game. Jesus. But all right, interesting. Yeah,
it's an RPG.
That's fair. I'm going through Coder at the moment, and I'm like 20 hours into that, so I guess I shouldn't expect much else. Knights of the Old Republic, if for some reason nobody knows what Coder is.
But yeah, I mean, it's an RPG. Most RPGs, Skyrim, Fallout, Dark Souls, whatever.
Is Dark Souls an RPG?
Yes.
Okay. I've never played those either. I played Bloodborne, but I got stuck on like the first area, and then I got mad and quit playing.
Have you considered
getting good?
Yes, getting good.
Yeah, get a new joke, community.
No, but it's like 40 to 60 hours usually for an RPG. If it's a JRPG, then it's 120 hours for one game.
Yeah, that's a genre I haven't really played much other than Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, I'm not a JRPG guy, but I have played some. But yeah, so along with that, they also announced that they're working on a new Mass Effect game as well. And so,
wasn't the last one hot trash?
We don't talk about that one. That didn't happen.
I mean, I've also heard defenders of it after they patched the Christ out of it.
Yeah, most people complain that it's a new area, but there's not much variety in races and all that, which the other Mass Effect game had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the full complaints. I personally didn't play it because people were like, yeah, they haven't fixed anything from the ending of 3, and I was like, well, as much as I loved Mass Effect 3, except for the last 10 minutes, which ruined the experience, honestly. Yeah, I just didn't. People weren't reviewing it high enough, and I was like, I don't want to spend 40 to 60 hours on a game that I'm going to be like, eh.
Yeah. I have been recommended Mass Effect Andromeda, but it was after they patched it a lot.
I would argue that Mass Effect is 100% worth playing.
Mm-hmm.
Though, if you were going to play it, wait for the remaster.
Yeah, that's what I'd probably do.
But the story's great. The characters are wonderful. I think my main complaint was this is the same thing that Deus Ex does.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done it in every single one of their games. I can't say for Invisible War and whatever the last Deus Ex game was.
I believe that was
Mankind Divided.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now on my shelf, which is weird because I never bought it.
I mean to play Mankind Divided. I will never play Invisible War.
What is Invisible War?
Invisible War came out after the original Deus Ex game.
Oh, so it's the sequel.
And the reason I will never play it is horrendously bugged.
There's no fan patches or anything?
I'm sure there is, but I mean, I enjoyed playing the original Deus Ex, but it is definitely one of those games of this is a game of its time, and playing it now feels really weird. An example I have. Coder. Well, it was for a little bit I was trying to play not Time Splitters, Time Shift.
Oh yeah, we talked about that when we finally shared Steam libraries.
Yeah, and it was yeah, I could see why people would like this game. The idea behind it is solid, but when I played it, I just hated the feeling of it. It wasn't even like a graphics problem. It was just like, I don't like the combat feel. I don't like how it runs, like the feeling of the controls and everything. And it's very much like a Half-Life shooter. And I don't know if I would enjoy playing Half-Life again, which is sad because like Half-Life is a pretty damn good game.
I've heard people still can really... Yeah. I heard people can still get into Half-Life 2, but Half-Life 1 is pretty rough. Although there was a Fehn remake, I believe, called Black Mesa, and that was pretty highly rated.
It's actually on my Steam wish list. But yeah, so Mass Effect is a great story in my opinion. I sunk probably like 200 hours. The reason I brought Deus Ex and all that up. So in Mass Effect, the main mechanic is your choices carry throughout all 3 games.
Right.
So like your choices in the first game, the second game reads that save file and was like, okay, you made all these choices. This is what's happening. And then it carried over to the third game and it had like an impact on everything. But the last 10 minutes, you make one choice and that choice kind of just erases all those other choices. And like, I get it. There are definitely situations in life and everything where, you know, you make a major choice. It doesn't really matter what you did prior, but it kind of also feels like a cop-out.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of games that have like really heavy choice systems. Usually the last thing just comes down to A or B, sometimes C, and then it doesn't really matter. Life is Strange was like that. As much as I love Life is Strange, the ending is just, you know, pick A or B. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I beat the game before they patched the endings. So I don't know how much that actually changed things. But a lot of the endings just felt like, I think my favorite reference was ever made was when fans were pissed about it. Somebody sent BioWare cupcakes and there was 3 different colors, red, blue, and green, but they were all vanilla cupcakes. So you have 3 different choices, but practically all the endings are the same. Also, depending on what ending you chose, changed the color of the explosion.
Yep, that's the thing that I remember about all the hullabaloo when it came out.
But overall, I'm still excited. I'll definitely play. I might even pre-order, but I haven't pre-ordered a game in ages. And after things like the Crisis remaster and the Warcraft 3 remaster, I don't know if I can trust a company to remaster the game and somehow not fuck it up.
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I pre-ordered... No, I didn't because I heard it was garbage. I don't know what the last game I pre-ordered was. But I remember not being impressed by it.
But that's all the Mitch news that I can think of.
Cool. Mass Effect is interesting. I might look into that. I don't know. I've been on an RPG kick because I really want to play. First of all, I've been playing Coder since September. I took a break in October to play some horror games, but after Coder, like I kind of feel like dropping into the Fallout universe. I've never really done much in there. I kind of want to play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines because the sequel to that is supposedly coming out next year. And I've just been really interested in that whole, like, the whole world and lore. But I don't know. RPGs are interesting. Anyway, let's get on to my news. We already talked about System of the Down, so that System of a Down, so I can close that out. So I got a little bit of Slipknot news. I guess Clown has been writing music over the past week or so. It's cool, I guess. Their last record was okay. Really, the only song I recommend people listen to is Nero Forte. Really, really good track. But Chris Fehn withdraws the lawsuit he's been doing against the band.
I did hear that.
Yeah, I'm looking through to see if there was a reason.
Probably he wasn't getting his money.
Yeah, reason for canceling it. September.
That's what I meant. He was probably not going to win it.
Fair enough, I suppose. Chris knows why he's no longer in the part of Slipknot, the band said in a statement last year. Interesting. So, anyway, he canceled his lawsuit. Hopefully everything is going well with him. Wish him best for his future endeavors. I pulled up this article, even though I'm not really talking about the article here. I don't know if this record was released when we recorded the last episode, but Mr. Bungle dropped a new record. Sort of. It was basically a redo of their very first release, which was very, very thrashy. And the reason I bring it up is because Scott Ian, who played guitar for that, redo, that new release, says that I didn't realize how much I influenced Mr. Bungle until joining. A lot of people got mad. Like, I saw some people being like, man, Mr. Bungle used to be like super weird and awesome until Scott Ian joined. And that's where I learned that their first release was basically just a thrash record. So I love watching people not know what they're talking about. But I need to listen to that record. I listened to a 40-second clip or something like that was on Facebook, and it was very interesting. Of course, I love Mike Patton, and everybody should love Mike Patton. Mike Patton is a very, very good man. Have you ever listened to Mr. Bungle? Or have you listened to anything from the new record?
Not the new record. I had a friend in college who was like, wow, you like prog rock and all this weird music. You should check out Mr. Bungle. And I listened to 3 tracks and was like, this is interesting. I'll probably never pick this up again.
I really like the song My Ass is on Fire. But other than that, I don't really know much else. All I know is that Mike Patton had a rivalry going with Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers. So cool. Scott Ian talked about Mr. Bungle. I'll listen to that eventually. My buddy Isaiah from the band Indomitable, who we shouted out a couple episodes ago. I need to play one of those songs because we finally fixed it, everybody. We can
fixed it.
We can have music now. But the problem is I can't go back and change the old episodes. So what they recommended us do is re-upload the episodes as new episodes and then just
no.
Well, they said do that and then hide the original ones so our numbers don't change, but I'm like, I'll just redo those songs at some point.
I mean, what we could always do is it's only 3-4 episodes,
something like
right?
That. Yeah,
we could always just do a double pile and be like, hey, this one we shouted out at episode 2. Mm-hmm. So here's that, and here's this week's shout out, or something like that.
That being said, I remember the first time we shouted one out and not played it was for the Green Leaves, and I should actually probably do that this episode. I originally had a track. Yeah, I'm going to do that instead.
So yeah, I definitely say at least maybe just double up. If you want.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then when we finally catch up, then we can just go back to doing singles.
Indeed. Biggest Yeetus. I pulled out this Metallica. I pulled up this article because Metallica was mentioned, and I have to. But I was originally thinking that it was going somewhere else. So the title of this article is Metallica's next album. Jeez, I can't talk. Next album could be a more collaborative affair, band suggests. What I thought that meant is maybe they were going to have some other artists come in and, have some interesting guest spots, because I would actually be all for a collaboration with Lady Gaga. I actually thought that was really cool when the mix was fixed and not before Papa Hetfield got really mad. Mainly because Moth into Flame is a banger. But what it actually meant is that all of the members of the band are going to help writing this time instead of just whoever did on Hardwired. So I'm like, well, that was a worthless article. But I guess Kirk Hammett actually started writing riffs again and not keeping them on a phone. That could just easily be misplaced, like what happened before Hardwired. So interesting. Cool. I'm excited for Metallica's next record, especially if it doesn't take 8 years to drop. And the last thing I'm going to bring up when it comes to purely music stuff is I just wanted to shout this out because who knows? I don't know. I'm not really big into this band, but I think it is interesting. Nine Inch Nails got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really understand Nine Inch Nails. There are a couple songs that I like, but I've seen people be excited about that, so thought I should shout it out and say congratulations to Trent Reznor.
I love their cover of "Hurt" by Johnny Cash.
For a while, I didn't like the original version of "Hurt," which he was joking. If you didn't know,
I am aware.
I know you're aware. I want to make sure other people are aware.
And that's why I covered my ass as well.
The song "Hurt" is not originally by Johnny Cash. I've actually grown to dislike Johnny Cash's version of "Hurt." Not that it's bad. I'm just sick of it. And I've grown to appreciate Nine Inch Nails' version. Embarrassingly enough, because of Rick and Morty. They use the original version for the season 2 closer, I think. And I was like, this actually sounds good. I don't know why I didn't like it at first. So that's a thing. Go listen to the original. Go listen to the original "Hurt" if you haven't. It's pretty good.
Yeah. To add to that, I don't know if I brought this up before. For people that didn't know, the original Quake, Nine Inch Nails did the soundtrack for it.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Pretty kick-ass.
I guess Trent Reznor did the soundtrack for that Facebook movie that I haven't watched. And the only reason I know that is because of Game Grumps. If you don't know that bit, it's the Mark Zuckerberg bit.
I love the Mark Zuckerberg bit.
I also love the Mark Zuckerberg bit. But Trent Reznor did the soundtrack. Next thing is actually a hybrid to kind of ease us into some of the gaming news I have. It's a single, but there's a music video for this single.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That takes place in Grand Theft Auto 5. I listened to the new Gorillaz song. I have not listened to any Gorillaz in a long time. And really the only songs I know by them, intimately, are Feel Good Inc. and Clint Eastwood. But
I was about to say that.
Mm-hmm, I listened to their new single they released called The Valley of Pagans. It's featuring Beck, which was interesting. Also an artist I haven't really listened to all that much. What's the one song he's known for? Oh, man. It's a good song.
I know he's known for a beer.
Loser. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Yeah, Beck. The song's pretty good, but it's really interesting that the music video takes place in Grand Theft Auto 5, which I didn't realize until it started going. I was like, this is Grand Theft Auto. Interesting way of doing it. Just wanted to shout that out going into the video game news. Check out the Gorillaz Valley of Pagans. Really cool video. Also good song. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I have 3 other articles when it comes to gaming. This one's pretty quick. I guess Kerbal Space Program 2 has been delayed yet again until 2022, which kind of saddens me.
Wow, what a surprise.
Yeah, so I've tried playing a little bit of Kerbal Space Program, but the problem is I bought it on PS4, so it's basically unplayable. And
why would you do that?
Well, I don't know. I started watching Northern Lion play it. He did a playthrough of it 4 years ago or something like that, and I was just interested, so I went back and started watching it. It was really, really interesting, so I was like, I'll buy it on PS4, lol, and then it was not fun.
Yeah, I actually didn't know it was on anything besides PC.
Mm-hmm, it is, unfortunately, but so from that, I'm kind of interested in Kerbal Space Program 2, even though I have not seen any other gameplay from Kerbal Space Program other than Northern Lion just trying to get things to work. I'm only 14 episodes in. I know you can actually go and land on other planets and stuff like that now, and I'm sort of interested in Kerbal Space Program 2, but it's hit its 3rd delay. It's the first game was very ambitious, so I can't imagine what they're going to try and do for this one. See if it actually says anything. No. Cool. Kerbal Space Program 2. I am looking forward to that at some point. This one's a little bit weird. Speaking of Vampire the Masquerade, they have announced a Vampire the Masquerade Battle Royale.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm slightly confused by it, but I'm also slightly interested because apparently it's going to be free to play. It's going to be a free-to-play third-person action game, so it's kind of taking after Fortnite a little bit, but the trailer looks cool. Don't think there's any gameplay in it. It's expecting to be released next year, but it's saying that it's going to be following the rules of Vampire the Masquerade, which the whole idea of the Masquerade is, even though there's all these clans and that have infighting and all of that, they want to hide their existence from the normal world, or else they'll pretty much get wiped out at this point. But so this Battle Royale is more of like a stealth type thing.
It almost sounds like it's the Assassin's Creed 2 multiplayer, but Battle Royale.
Oh my god, I forgot about those. I forgot about that mode. I actually liked that. I played, a lot
of people did.
Yeah, I played the version for Brotherhood, I think, and I really enjoyed it. That's actually, I forgot all about that mode. But, so you gotta basically take people out without alerting civilians, but they also say you're gonna have to feed on occasion too, so you're gonna have to be wary of civilians in general. So I feel like that's kind of cool. Apparently this is going to be created by a company called, I don't know, what are they called? Shark Mob, and it's going to be their first game. Kind of an interesting decision to
It definitely sounds different.
It's interesting. I'm just concerned that you're going to have a brand new studio make your Vampire the Masquerade game. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm semi-interested in it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the next Bloodlines game, and I'm really interested in Vampire the Masquerade. I just can't find anybody to play the tabletop game with. But and then the last one, I actually brought up Life is Strange earlier. This is about the developers of them. Apparently, Dontnod has about 6 games in production at this point, and
Holy shit.
Yeah, they have about 6 games, and they are opening up a new studio in Montreal. So
Calm down, Mastadon.
Pardon?
Because they have like a bunch of games going on. Cut this joke out.
Okay.
I was making a reference to like, we have so many things going on, we don't know what to do with them. My Mastadon thing. Gojira.
I have more faith in Dontnod to produce quality content than Mastadon. But anyway, so I'm excited for that. I played a little bit of their game Vampire, or Vampire, however you want to pronounce it.
Oh, they made that one?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't great.
I mean, I played a little bit of it on PS4. Here's the problem, though. When it comes to RPGs, I will play it for a little while, and then I won't touch it for like 2 months, and then completely forget all of the mechanics and what I'm doing. That's why I've been really focused on Coder, so I don't forget anything. It's a little bit easier to understand what's going on in that game anyway, because it's older. So I played a little bit of Vampire, and I liked what I played so far. I heard it was most reviews were just average.
Yeah.
I want to play their last game. I forget what it's called. We discussed it on another episode. It's another. It looks like another story-based game. I haven't played Life is Strange 2 yet either, so I need to. I have a lot of material from them. I need to play, and they do have what their next game is called. Dontnod's next game is Twin Mirror, a detective story about an investigative journalist with a mind palace and an alter ego who pops up at key moments in the game that you that have you making important decisions with choices that impact the rest of the game. So kind of sounds like their normal affair. It's going to be released next month, December 1st, and it's going to be exclusive to Epic for about a year.
Gross.
I don't mind Epic. I actually enjoy that they hand out free games every month. Like, that's cool. So that's Dontnod. I'm excited for that. I actually really like them as a company. So that being said, let's get into the main source of this podcast. We have albums to talk about, and I believe it is Mitch's turn to start with his review. Mitchell, what did you listen to?
I listened to Dying Fetus's Ain't Nothing to Fuck With.
Wrong one.
Whatever. No, you're right. Wrong one to fuck with. I should have had it pulled up in front of me. Ethan, you finally did it. You finally did it. You gave me a record I absolutely hated.
Jesus Christ. Well, it's okay to be wrong. Give me your reasons. I think I absolutely adore this record.
Okay, number one, I hate the guitar player's vocals. I hate them. They're bad. They're muffled.
They are not bad. They are extremely deep gutturals, and I have learned to appreciate them a lot. I used to hate them too. The first song I ever listened to them was Your Treachery Will Die With You, and then I covered it recently, and I'm like, these are really fun to do.
Yeah,
perhaps you don't like them because you can't do them.
Shit, man, you got me. I'm really jealous of them. I do kind of like the bass player's vocals. He reminds me a lot of Insomnium, which is hilarious because the lead singer also plays bass.
Didn't know that.
Commonality. The riff boring for the most part. The techie parts can be interesting, and there were definitely riffs I liked. My main gripe is the vocals, and I don't really care about the lyrics either, but ignoring that is, I just can't take the vocals. I did like some of the techier parts. I did like some of the non-techie riffs, but when they do a lot of the techie stuff, it just feels like it comes out of nowhere, and it doesn't lead into anything. So it's just like a quick, hey, look what we can do, and then we're going to move on back to our like basic riff. And it doesn't sit right with me. I don't enjoy it. I'm looking at the full album.
So the way that I see the interchanges between like more of the basic, what I would call like mosh riffs, the usually, because the technical parts are usually fairly techy, they probably use those for moments that they don't do any vocals. It's similar to like how Slayer, a lot of the times when oh no, what's his name? No. What's Slayer's singer's name?
Tom,
yeah. Tom something. Usually whenever he's singing, it's a very simple riff going on underneath there. Like, example, when I first listened, sorry, I'm moving my leg. The first time I listened to this record, because this was my first brand new Dying Fetus record. I was like, oh, cool. I like a couple of their songs. I'll check it out. Like, I really loved the opening riff to, oh no, I don't remember the songs. Give me a second. It's been a minute since I've listened to it. Fixed on Devastation, I absolutely love the I really liked that. And then my favorite track on this is the title track. I really like that one. The riffs just go hard, and I can actually see myself like moshing for once. In fact, I think I did. I played with Dying Fetus a couple of years ago, and I absolutely loved their set. Fantastic musicians, or at least live performances. It's a shame that you don't like it. I guess I ran that risk. I forgot that they do kind of lean more on the like punch people in the face side, and not like super concise like technical death metal, I suppose.
And like, don't get me wrong, like I said, for instance, Weaken the Structure, I do like the techie part. And it's not that I don't like
you
the
have
techie
specific
parts.
songs for once. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I figured, wow, I really hate this, so I better like really take notes and be able to defend my points.
I really wish you would do that more often, but that's fine.
No, why would I do that when I love the entirety of the thing? But yeah, like I enjoy Weak in the structure, the techie parts. My thing is, again, it's not that it's goes from techie to like chuggy, it's that it feels very disjointed. It doesn't like flow into it smooth. I don't expect him to like constantly keep up the techie part while trying to do vocals. It just feels like techie. Okay, here's a totally different thing that doesn't feel like it's part of the song.
You just don't think it transitions very well.
Yeah, and you know, there are points where it's great to have that like dead transition and everything. Like I do think it works on Fixated on Devastation. Like that intro, and then you just cut into the chugs. I think it works there, but I wish I.
And then later,
to fuck with.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think in Nothing to Fuck With, I love how I keep saying nothing to fuck with when I mean wrong one to fuck with.
People, I think they'll understand.
Yeah, but it's like it has like a tacky part that I'm trying to find.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I can't find it.
Interesting. Well, I mean, if you find it, give me the thing. It's been a minute since I've really listened to this record. I just remember I enjoyed it a lot, and I constantly go back between Fixed on Devastation and what I was saying earlier. You said the transition between the techie intro to the beatdown riff. Transition is really good. I also like the transition later in the song where they go from the beatdown riff back to the techie thing. I think Fixed on Devastation is just a really good track. I also really, really like Panic Amongst the Herd. And then, but yeah, the three songs I really remember are the title track, Fixed on Devastation, Panic Amongst the Herd, and then it's just been a minute since I've listened to Die With Integrity or Weaken the Structure or Induce Terror or whatever.
But like there are riffs within Wrong One to Fuck With that I like, where it kind of reminds me of like classic death metal or even At the Gates kind of mellow death. But yeah, I do think as soon as it came on and I started playing it and the vocals came on, I just went, oh no. Oh.
Yeah, I suppose. For me, it's like I said, when I first heard them, I was like, I don't like this. It sounds like the dude's just barking or something like that. But I grew to enjoy them quite a bit. More so first of all, he sounds great live. So I think seeing a band live usually either enhances or confirms my opinions about bands, like Rings of Saturn, for example. I am not a fan of Rings of Saturn. There are a couple songs that I like. But my very first show with Fleshbore was with them, and they did not impress me all that much, especially because Lucas Mann wasn't there, so like whatever. I like the contrast between John Gallagher's vocals, which are the deep guttural ones, and then the bass players, because the bass player is usually more easily understandable. Not
100%.
Not like all the time. There are certainly parts where he's more shouting, especially in say that song "Your Treachery Will Die With You." It's also possible maybe I just gave you the wrong record by them to check out. I know a lot of people really love Reign Supreme, which is their previous record, but I've also heard people say like it's too perfect, it's too polished. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. I haven't listened to that full record, so I wouldn't have given it to you anyway. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that you didn't enjoy it, but I am glad that there are at least some things that you could find that either you were interested in or that you liked. It's a shame that you decided that it's the first time you've actually hated something I've recommended.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like sitting here and I was just like, I'm going to power through this. And I did. And I was like, oh, that's a really neat riff. Cool. And now it's bad again. And it's not like I don't think they're talented musicians or anything, or that his vocals are unimpressive. I just don't like the sound of it. I don't like the timbre. I do think a lot of the music is very unmemorable. Like throughout this entire album, there wasn't a point where I was like, oh, that song is different from this song. And like when I was like taking notes, I had to like, all right, I remember there was like this one part that I really liked. Where was it? And it just took me forever to even find it because I was like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this. And I listened to this like 3 or 4 times.
Gotcha. I mean, I think I can probably agree with you on that. That's why I really only have what would the term be? I really only have those 3 songs that I actually remember. Like I said, I don't remember Ideological Subjugation off the top of my head. But I remember Fix on Devastation, Panic Amongst the Herd, and the title track. So I can agree with you that it doesn't necessarily lend itself to being the most memorable record.
So that's pretty much how I feel about it. You know, talented guys. They know their instruments. Would I recommend this to somebody? 2 out of 10? Nah. But if you want to punch somebody in the face...
It is not that bad.
If you want to punch... Fine. 3 out of 10. If you do want to punch somebody in the face, then it's like an 8 out of 10. But, yeah, I was just like... I've heard better. Again, it has more to do with... I just don't like the timbre. I don't like the sound. It has nothing to do with talent or anything. So... You fucked up. That's
all right. Well, it's the first episode where Mitch is just absolutely wrong. So he gave me a record. Mitch has been riding the prog train on me for the past few albums. He gave me
a good train to be on. It's a good train. Good train.
He gave me an album by Haken. They are a English outfit. I was about to say they're an English outfit out of England.
Which is not wrong.
It's not wrong. It's just redundant. Let me pull up my notes here. He gave me an album, but he also gave me a prerequisite, I suppose, a Haken 101 to the Viruses 201, or is it 102?
Yeah.
I forget
102.
I forget colleges.
Well, okay, so
class conventions now.
Yeah, it depends. Like, you know, I was in K101, which was biology, or K103, and I think there was like K104. K101 was like you really suck at biology, but you're still trying to pursue this.
All right.
K103, yeah. But then you'll have like level 200 and 300 and 400 classes, so fuck it, who knows.
Okay, well, screw my metaphor. He gave me a song to listen to beforehand because the album, he only said it referenced it in one song, but on Genius, like, every track is like, this part could be a reference to Cockroach King. Literally every song, because I use Genius now to read along to lyrics. Every song, possibly multiple lines in every song. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yes.
Okay, but the one that I told you was like the most direct.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and it also helped that I was looking at the lyrics on there because it did say, anyway, I'll get to it. He gave me a song to listen to beforehand called The Cockroach King, which is off of their first record, I think.
Nope.
It's not the Mountain isn't their first record?
The Mountain is their third. It's their third record.
Is that their other records must not be on Spotify?
There's Aquarius, which is their first.
Oh no, I lied. It's on here.
Okay. And then Visions is their second.
Okay. Yeah, so he gave me Cockroach King, which is their most popular song on Spotify. It's also a song off their third record. For approximately 30 seconds while listening to the Cockroach King for the first time, I was like, this is really weird. Do I like this? And then once like 31 hit, I'm like, okay, this is a banger. The song features, it's extremely unique. I didn't watch the music video, but the music video is shorter than the actual song. There's a like a music video cut. It's about 5 minutes versus 8 minutes or so. Incredibly unique track. It has a number of a cappella segments throughout. Very, very catchy music and vocal hooks. I absolutely loved it. Lyrically, it looks like it's kind of inspired by The Great Gatsby, or at least according to Genius, with a character realizing they can't really buy happiness with their vast amounts of money. I do think the chorus, especially later in the song, I actually think, let me look at these lyrics again. What I wrote down was, I think the sung chorus is begging for like a in-key growl following behind it underneath. And I think that would just, in my head, it sounds really, really cool. Give me 1 second to look up what the actual line is. Please, I'm begging you, Google. I'll cut
They
it.
actually did used to growl.
It's a shame that they don't anymore. I really like the...
it was very brief, like growling. It wasn't like it was shorter than native construct.
Gotcha. Let's see. The mountain. Here we go. What line was I talking about? You stupid... Oh, I looked up the mountain, not Cockroach King. That's the reason. The line... The Cockroach King of guile and greed, with a broken crown he's left to bleed. I think the choruses are just begging for like just a very subtle and tasteful growled layer of vocals underneath. I think it would sound really, really cool.
I do think it's kind of funny that people are like, hey, it's probably based on The Great Gatsby, when literally there's a line in there
that is referential to The Great Gatsby. Yeah, it name drops The Great Gatsby. I do think that the Genius information is a little misleading, because they're saying that the character of the Cockroach King is the protagonist, and I'm like, no, it's definitely the antagonist of the personalized lyrics character of the song. Anyway, I highly recommend it. That song is absolutely a banger. And then that goes into the virus, and this album is amazing.
Yep. That's what I thought.
This album is very, very good. Again, I really only listened to it twice because I've been having issues at home, but very, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's very entertaining. It is a great album. It starts off with a blisteringly thrashy opening on Prosthetic, which almost has a Devin Townsend vibe, or at least Strapping Young Lad with the riffage. That's just what I thought, and I think it's very cool. And vocally, the track starts with a whispered and slightly vocoded verse to very interesting textured results until the first chorus, when it has the vocalist is just great. I love his performance throughout this record, which is doubly true for Cockroach King. I really like it there, and it's a lot different than all of the songs on this album. The only complaint I had so far while listening to both the opening to Virus and Cockroach King, because I type these notes as I'm listening, the verses kind of get drowned out on occasion, and it's a little hard to hear or to pay attention fully with a lot going on. A good example would be in Cockroach King, the opening verse. You have your main melody, and then in your left ear you have a counter melody going on, and then again in your left ear you have something else that's different, so it's kind of hard to focus a little bit, but by no means does it make it bad.
I'm surprised that they didn't do like left ear right ear for that in Cockroach, because there's like 3 or 4 different vocalists going on during that acapella opening and exit, and so it'd be, to me, the mixing point would be, the best thing to do would be center.
Oh, they did. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. I was like, you have your center vocalist, which is the with a cockroach, that guy, and then you have one going on in the left ear and another going on in the right. That's what I was explaining.
Okay,
there.
So this is where I was confused, because you said left twice.
Oh, did I say left? My bad.
Yeah.
No, they had it everywhere. You had the kick on the right ear, and you had the snare in the left. It was very interesting. Musically, I think Prosthetic is awesome. The song absolutely rips. Everything sounds great, and it's got so this is going to be a thing going through the entire album. every song is like, this is a reference to their earlier work. This is a reference to this song on the earlier work. It's like that we keep going back to our old songs so we don't have to write anything as much new.
Well, supposedly this was a continuation of their last album, which I actually did not listen to.
Okay. I might. Second track is called Invasion, and it has a Fibonacci sequence. It has a Fibonacci in the opening, not to the extent of say Lateralis, but the way it is done. It's like the da 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 da. It's not throughout the entire thing, but it is. I immediately caught on to the pattern.
It's so good.
It is. The song has such a good groove in the verses, and I can't help but just like sway. Like I'm sitting at my desk, just like swaying along to it. It's fantastic. Nothing else to really mention in the song. It's just a solid performances throughout. The last verse switches, but the last verse introduces a little bit more of a raspy delivery of the verse instead of the pure clean singing early on. Carousel is the longest single track on the record, standing at about exactly 10 minutes, 30 seconds. And I do enjoy the song, but I do feel like it's a little long in the tooth for my tastes. Still, it's full
I don't disagree either.
Still, it's full of catchy riffs, heavy drops out of soft passages, and the vocal hooks. It's a good song. I just feel like it is a little bit too long. Probably could have carved it down by maybe a minute or two, and it would have been just as effective. Did you have anything to add thus far?
No. So far I don't disagree with anything you said. I definitely, when you were talking about prosthetic, man, that vocoder stuff over everything else was really hard to understand.
Absolutely. I had issues mainly the first verse. When I was looking along with the lyrics, I had no issue, but the second verse was really, really drowned out. So that's why I had that little caveat. I was like, yeah, vocals can be a little bit weird. I have another example of that later on in the album. Maybe you can guess where it is.
I assume I know where it is.
So the next track is The Strains. The Strain's lyrics actually do kind of hit me here and there throughout the song. For example, the line, you lend an ear, I chew it off, for example. I was basically told at one point that I was bumming people out by venting to old friends and stuff like that, and they had to stop asking me how I was doing, which kind of hit me a little bit hard, and that line just kind of reminded me of something like that. It's another song I enjoy. Instrumentally, I like the quieter the passages a lot. And also this song fades into the next. So brownie points. Canary Yellow. I think this is the weakest song, I think.
Oh, I fucking love that song too.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy it, but I don't really, I enjoyed it a lot the first time I listened to it. But then my second listen through, I didn't for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe the lyrics just seem too all over the place, in my opinion. I could be wrong. There wasn't too much on Genius to like help me through it. It has a lot of references to like nuclear explosions, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. There's a music video as well. I did not watch it.
Basically the music video is Nuketown.
Oh.
Like the Black Ops map.
Gotcha. I don't play garbage games. So
okay. My mistake. Anyways, no, it's one of those like back in like, the 1950s and 60s when they were testing nukes, they would build like small residential neighborhoods and then fill it with a bunch of
fake mannequins. Yeah, fake mannequins instead of real ones. Jeez.
That's exactly what that music video is.
That's what I figured. I would have said Fallout 4 as an example. But that's just me.
Well, I think the reason that I used one, I haven't played Fallout 4. But one of the reasons is Nuketown is one of those maps that is constantly reused because everyone kind of likes it. But like I just saw the music video and it looks exactly like the neighborhood that map takes place in. I can add some to this, which if you want to continue, and I can add it later, and it might help explain a bit more what's going on.
Okay, yeah, I'll finish up my my notes for the song, and then I'll be glad to hear what you got to say. This is also where I had my note of Genius constantly has people saying almost every song as a reference or is referring to the Cockroach King. It's a little ridiculous. I don't have anything too specific to say about it. It's decent enough. But I didn't like it as much on my second listen, but I do find it to be relaxing. I still think it's probably the weakest song in my opinion, but by no means does that mean I dislike it. So you can continue now.
Apparently, a lot of fans believe that basically Vector, which is their last album, and Virus are actually kind of one album.
Interesting.
And a lot of people make the argument, hey, you should actually listen to these as one album. This is the article I was looking for. So Vector is supposed to be like the origin story, while Virus portrays like more of the accident of power, tyranny, and the subsequent like end game, as this article puts it. This article is on Inside Out Music, by the way, for anyone that wants to look into it more. So like apparently Prosthetic bridges the gap between the two albums. And it's apparently like just talking about, you know, the end of the world and the end of populations and everything. So, funny enough, they released this track, this album during the pandemic, not on purpose, but it works. It's like they're talking about like basically just the basic ends of humanity, you know, one being a virus, the other one being nuclear fallout. The cult leader as the Messiah complex comes in and everything.
Interesting. When for one song, and I'll mention it later, there's a couple sections talks about a character named Dr. Rex, which like, and
he's mentioned in Vector a lot.
Gotcha. That's what I figured. I'm like, I don't remember seeing Dr. Rex anywhere in here except for the 5th Messiah complex passage, or piece rather. I forget what the term for that would be. Messiah complex is a suite. There we go.
Yeah, that'll work.
And I have a note about the title Ectobias Rex later. But yeah, let's actually move in from Canary into the Messiah Complex suite. It starts off with Ivory Tower. It is the first of 5 passages, and it kicks off with a strong, riffy, and chuggy intro before descending into a very tasteful chorus filled. I love the guitar effect of chorus. As a chorus filtered soft verse, and continues nicely through its 4-minute runtime. It also feeds into the next track, every track in this the next 4 or 5. Good song. Nothing too specific. The second piece is, I'm talking about this like it's a classical band thing, but whatever. Glutton for Punishment is the second part. It's a bit more intense than the previous offering. Some massive background choirs coupled with these heavy cymbal hits and merciless chugging in the beginning. I absolutely love it. And I also love the chorus going back and forth between heavy and soft between each line, with the first being clean sung, and then it hits for the second line, goes back. Interestingly enough, the delivery of the there's just one line which they attributed as post-chorus. Fail, try, fall, rise actually kind of reminds me of a part in Alice in Chains' song called Stone. Just the delivery, it's kind of interesting. And by the last chorus, I'm really headbanging and swinging my head, like hair swinging. That's what I call it, because my hair isn't long enough quite to windmill or anything. Not that I would be windmilling in my room. Very catchy song. I loved it a lot. Punishment bleeds into Marigold, it devolving into a very peaceful sounding passages with eerie background vocals until the music hits like a sledgehammer at about 53 seconds in. Super heavy. I love it. I could actually see myself moshing to this song around 125-ish, which, if anybody knows me, I do not really mosh anymore, especially at the moment.
I was about to say, especially in your current condition.
Especially in my current condition. I'm going to a show next Friday, so we're going to see how it goes. By the time you listen to this, it would be the 13th, so previous Friday, but whatever. Go support the band Cremated Souls, by the way. They're from Fort Wayne. The delivery of the second last to last line, "Did you ever imagine we'd reawaken the monster?" was absolute gibberish. You cannot... I could not understand what he was trying to say in the middle of that line. I wish I had a timestamp, but it's literally the second to last line of the song. That's my only complaint about it.
You know what? Let me check that out very quick. Marigold.
Yeah, let me see if I can get a timestamp for you. Oh, it's loud. It's about at 150.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I know exactly, where it's like a Chaos Ramble. Yeah. And it doesn't help that not only was he doing that, but also on top of that, all the instruments were really loud.
Yeah, that line is absolute gibberish. That's my only complaint about that song. The Sect has the clearest references to Cockroach King at the very beginning, which you didn't mention. You mentioned something at the ending. But at the very beginning, the first verse in the right ear, you have a background vocal singing the melody from the beginning of Cockroach King, but with different lyrics.
Whoa, hold on. Give me a second.
It is the very beginning.
I'm more like Sec Haken.
You want to pay attention to the right ear.
Yeah, no, that was the part that I was talking about. You're talking like 30 seconds in?
Yeah, but you said it was at the end of the song. You mentioned background vocals. Okay. You mentioned the instrumentation towards the end, which I didn't catch.
When they... give me a second. 120. Listen to the instrumentation.
I thought you meant like the 8-bit chiptune stuff.
No. Go if you go to 120. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually made you go way farther back than I should have.
Yeah, I'm up to 140 and I'm not catching anything. Oh, well, first of all, I'm still on Marigold, so that would help. Whoops. Because I went to 150 and it was up to that little bit of the monster. It's like, yeah, this is a reference to Cockroach King. All right, I'm listening now. I guess I just don't recognize it straight from Cockroach King. It's okay. We can discuss that later. The most interesting part for me was the beginning with the right ear melody, because I really love that. I love that the vocal melody. I think Cockroach King is my favorite song. Out of all these. A lot
of people's.
It's very, very good. So we have that. Has a ton of blast beats going on near the end with some 8-bit chiptune effects as well, which I thought were interesting. And the last part of the Messiah complex called Ectobius Rex. It's another way of saying Cockroach King. Ectobius is a type of cockroach, and Rex means king.
In Latin.
Anyway, the song has some heavy chugging rhythms, breaking away into some very proggy and djenty note runs, which I really like. This is the longest passage of the Messiah complex, sitting about 5 minutes. Lyrically, this song contains more callbacks to the band's previous works and previous songs within the album, The Virus itself. It's a good track. I'd say my favorite part of Messiah Complex is probably The Sect. It's very, very good. And then the album ends absolutely perfectly. I love Only Stars. I think it's my favorite song on this record. It's very beautiful yet sad, and and like I said, I do consider it my favorite song on the album. It's short, sweet, and effective. It's amazing. It's an amazing ending to a great record. I think I'm sitting at about an 8 for The Virus.
Not good enough.
Shut up, nerd. The Dying Fetus record was like at worst a 5.
At best,
Objectively. You didn't even try going objective for that album.
I didn't need to.
There are a lot. It's their second highest rated album on Metallum.
Oh, that's good for them. What has Metallum scored as?
Let's go. I don't even have Metallum pulled up. It's a new day.
It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life.
I actually want to see if Haken's on
here. And I'm feeling good.
Is Haken on here?
Huh.
They are. Haken is on here.
Huh.
From 2007.
You didn't get my Michael Bublé reference.
I didn't. I haven't listened to Michael Bublé in a long time. By the way, The Virus is sitting at an 88% on Metallum.
Not good enough.
I mean, it's technically higher than what I rated it.
I know. Still not good enough.
Stop being such a nerd. It still is their second. It's changed a little bit, a couple new reviews. It's sitting at a 90%, and then Reign Supreme is at a 91, but it has more reviews, so it's like iffy. I'm surprised their early stuff is... Oh, never mind. Their first album is rated at a 58. Which is...
There we go.
Which is apparently the best slam record of all time. Loudwire. I don't know what they were on. A lot of their full lengths are rated fairly highly, though. After their first one, you got like a 87, 89, 81, except for War of Attrition. It's at 58. And then 82, 91. They had an EP that's sitting at 25%. Oh, it's a cover album. That makes sense.
I guess a lot of people have bad taste in music. That's fine.
Oh, shut up. The Dying Fetus is objectively decent. Like, the production is there. The writing is cool in moments. You just don't...
Oh, man, that's what I want people to recommend me. Yeah, man, this is, like, decent.
I gave you an album that I absolutely loved. Like, I do love that record. And you are absolutely wrong. And you are wrong. You are wrong. That album's fantastic. You are like, this
I gave an objective opinion. No, screw you. I was like, they're talented. I just don't like the sound. Objective opinion. Not an objective opinion. You can't have an objective. Well, I'm not getting into the philosophical notions of that. Anyways. Your opinion, you having the opinion, I'm getting the philosophical notions of these. You having an opinion is objective. The opinion itself is not. There we go.
See, I thought you were saying to me specifically, like you were going to go on a philosophical rant. I was like, oh no, let's not do this right now, brother.
No. I usually keep my philosophical rant short anyways.
It's all good. I don't know. Maybe I should have given you Reign Supreme or something. I don't know. Well,
you know what? Here, let Mitch check out very quickly 30 seconds of a song. You better make it good.
Okay, so the only songs that I know off of here... Oh, I know a few. I know Subjected to a Beating, From Room to Waste, and In the Trenches. Hold on. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go just remind myself of these. This is going to be a fun episode to edit. No, I don't want Rain and Blood. Spotify. I don't want Rain and Blood. I want Reign Supreme. Thank you. I always hate... Here's a question for you. Does an album not having a title track bug you?
No. Not at all.
Sometimes it is to me. Anyway, let me...
as long as the album title kind of interconnects the song.
Okay, fair enough. Let me just immerse myself in these real quick. Okay, I do remember this song. It hits pretty hard. I don't know if you'll like it, though. Let me get to some vocals. What about From Womb to Waste? From Womb to Waste, I hate the sample in the beginning. It's just overly edgy, but the music is cool.
I won't judge it on its stupid sample.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'm trying to decide which one, because I haven't listened to this whole album.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Okay, so out of the three that I know, they all kind of start out with the punch people in the face riffs. Out of all of them, I would suggest checking out In the Trenches.
In the Trenches. Okay, and while I do that,
do you want me to check out a song too?
The instrumental part that I was telling you about, that was referenced from Cockroach King.
Okay.
Because you didn't recognize it in the song Cockroach King, it's like right at 5 minutes.
Right at 5 minutes? Okay, I'll take a look real quick. We will be back briefly. I always feel weird when I have to like edit something to like when we're listening to it, because there's absolutely no space between it. So it's like I'm going to listen to this thing half a second later. Okay, so we got to... All right, give me 1 second. I'll listen to this. You said 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, I hear it now. Yep. It was just more heavily distorted.
Yeah.
I just realized I've never really read any of Dying Fetus's lyrics, and this is edgy as balls.
Yeah, they're bad, aren't they?
They're death metal. At least for Into the Trenches.
Yeah, I'm listening to. I'm good on In the Trenches now. It's a death metal song. It's all right. It's not.
Okay.
Woo.
No, fair enough. I don't know if. Like I said, I've never listened to Reign Supreme. Maybe I will at some point. But
I like the cover. I love the cover art.
The cover's really cool. Yeah. I'm just gonna. I never knew they had. I knew they have done a couple of covers, like covering another band's material, but I didn't realize they had a whole album. Or an EP, right. Rather. It's their lowest rated thing. I do like their Cannibal Corpse cover, though. Born in a Casket. I think it's better than the original because Chris Barnes sucks. But
well, yeah. I mean, that's not hard to do.
Well, clearly. Yeah, probably better. Yeah. Probably better.
On that song alone, 10 out of 10.
It'd be interesting to have like a competent death metal band like cover 6 Feet Under's worst stuff and like make it good.
Michael Ockerfeld, get on that shit now.
Well, if you can actually still growl, maybe.
Fine, Bloodbath, get on that now.
Okay, I could see that. Their current vocalist is pretty good. Anyway, yeah. No, I really did like Haken.
I'm glad.
So
I hated Dying Fetus, but
you're too harsh.
You're too harsh. Objectively, it has nothing to do with their talent. This isn't like Design the Skyline, where it's just a murder to music. This is just not my taste.
What is that?
Oh, are we about to have a Design the Skyline segment? Ooh! I always like subjecting people to this.
Oh no.
Give me a second. Let me find the song, because I've had somebody tell me that this band is like their favorite.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, man, it's mathcore, experimental grindcore. And I looked at them like, you have no worthy taste in music at all.
I mean, are they right in their like assessment of what they are?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's not good. It's not good music.
Okay. All right.
There is a part in which the keyboard parts are pretty tasty, and that's about it. So look up Design the Skyline, Surrounded by Silence. This is considered almost everyone's worst album and song of all time.
Could you repeat the name? I have Design the Skyline.
Surrounded by Silence, and I will... And what's the word? In solidarity, I will also listen to it.
Oh, it's not on Spotify.
No, you're gonna have to get on YouTube, brother.
Is this like MySpace era?
No, 2011.
Okay. There is an episode of a podcast called the Songtopsy Report where they talk about that song.
Yeah. It's not
okay,
good.
so let's go on to we'll remove my video of of Sean Connery's dialogue in Celebrity Jeopardy. Oh, by the way, rest in peace to Sean Connery and Alex Trebek. Alex Trebek died the day of this recording.
Yeah.
Design the Sky. Oh, okay. It's one of the first things that pops up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Victory Records. Ugh. Should I look at the music video or the lyrics?
Oh, they're both really bad.
I'll do the music video. All right, we're starting. Okay. The synthesizer is interesting. I don't know if I'd call it good.
No, that's not the part I was talking about.
Am I listening to this whole thing? The drums just kicked in.
Go about a minute and a half in. No, you know what? Now it's 2 minutes in. I have to give you the breakdown.
I'm on the clean chorus now.
Yep, you're welcome. The keyboard part I was talking about was at 58 seconds, by the way. Right before the cleans, if you want to call those cleans.
Give me a second. I can't hear you at all. Oh, the glitch effects. Well, the breakdown is the only part of the song I don't hate so far.
Oh my god, it keeps getting worse. I don't think I've ever listened to this all the way through.
Oh my god. It's got some, like, Nintendo core going on, too.
Oh yeah, this is bad.
Oh, Jesus. I might as well finish the song.
Yep. It only gets worse. Oh god, it's way worse than I remember.
His attempt at slam growls is horrible. Like, his pig squeals are okay, but everything else that's layered under them is horrible. And I'm pretty sure those are inhaled. Jesus. Okay, there's a lot to dissect here.
I just want to
it's also a demo? Jesus Christ.
I just want to put it. I did not like Dying Fetus, but I recognize the talent. That is something that I would burn. And not onto a CD.
Okay, so, the comments on this video hurt.
Also, you should look up the lyrics. Just quick.
I will in a second, but like, so this reminds me of like the first time I found like the old I Wrestled a Bear Once. Like really
the good old days.
Which I would rather listen to I Wrestled a Bear Once, even their old stuff that was just basically garbage.
I mean, I'll agree. Nothing says good music like the smell of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, tastes like Kevin Bacon. Actually,
I was close.
It's in the recommended section.
Of course it is.
So here's
Breathe.
It's okay. I'm trying to be like, because I could just be the guy that's like, everything about this sucks. I'm trying to like piece anything that I like here. I don't necessarily think the vocalist doesn't have the ability to be good. I think he has certain sounds. Keep in mind, I think this band is still around, and I'm judging a 9-year-old song. I'm actually kind of curious to see what the newest stuff they have out is. I don't know if they're still a band. I'm
working on it.
The vocalists, Pig Squeals are decent. His highs remind me of early Suicide Silence's Mitch Lucker, but like not as good. His slam vocals are horrible, at least in this song. The really deep type stuff, the stuff that like Travis Ryan can do like really well, for example, or things that you would hear in slam, like bands like Abdominal Putridity or Parasitic Ejaculation, things like that. Yeah, I definitely will concede with the genre being labeled as experimental. Doesn't mean that's good. You're right. I did like the. I like the synthesizers. To be honest, a lot of the intro was really weird. I don't necessarily think it was bad, but it was weird. And then the lead synth line that kind of was like over top the guitar in the left ear at about 1:30 was decent. I actually did enjoy the first breakdown that came out shortly before that. The clean vocals before the breakdown were horrid. But I got into heavier music based on like metalcore, so I can appreciate a good breakdown. I hate the vocalist's facial expressions in this video. Absolutely hate all of them. It doesn't look like he's miming anything he's doing well, especially when they're doing the really deep, the type stuff. I just pulled that out of my butt. That was good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I haven't done those very well before. I'm
glad. I'm not gonna lie, this newer song
not as bad.
A huge improvement.
Okay. Is there a music video?
Yeah, it's called In Dreams.
In Dreams. I'll take a look at it. Maybe we should have like a both of us have a you said In Dreams. Maybe we should both have some homework.
No.
No. Repository. All right, I'll check this out. Here's the
just give it a quick.
Yeah,
give it a quick one.
All right, okay. Design the Skyline In Dreams. Okay.
It's not great, but it is a massive improvement.
Okay. They kind of went into the gent-ish direction. Or like the Meshuggah-esque chuggy chugs. Vocals are already a lot better. At least the opening growl. I still don't like the cleans very much.
The lyrics are awful.
Yeah, not...
Oh no, they still use that fucking glitch effect.
Okay, growls and screams are a lot better. I still wasn't into like the intro clean stuff. Okay, the singing at 110 or so is a little bit better. It kind of has an M Shadows vibe though.
Yeah.
Okay, then we get the higher pitched normal metalcore singing and it's standard. Okay. I listened to about 1 minute 40 seconds of it. It's a lot better.
It's definitely a lot better.
I could tolerate listening to that, and maybe I could see myself looking at some of their more recent songs, but
it's still by no means anywhere near what I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, we both have our own things that we can tolerate, but compared to that one song, it was
so let
better.
me read you Through the Forest, or not Through the Forest, Surrounded by Silence, the lyrics, just a little bit. Through the forest, climbing trees, swinging vines.
Do you want me to like do this in a really like a sexy voiceover?
Please.
All right, let's see if I can do this. Or I can do it as Obama.
You know, you're the voice actor here.
Surrounded. What was the song? Oh, Surrounded by Silence.
Surrounded by Silence.
Surrounded by Silence.
I don't know. I feel like you're very classic. Oh God, I forgot his name. Walken. I feel like Walken would do well here.
I have not done my Walken in a long time.
Or if you can, some Bob Dylan.
That would be singing the lyrics. Let me do. Oh Jesus! I'm reading through some of these already. Through the forest, climbing trees, swinging vines with the breeze, adventuring through a mystic forest. Excuse me. I'm trying hard to hold on. These vines of life that break you. The bliss of nature's kiss saves me from my black abyss. I taste the salt drip onto my lips, missing the touch of your fingertips. Pacing to and fro, I don't know where to go. I'm so lost, fragile like paper, elastic as rubber. My heart searches for another. How much of this do you want me to read?
Anytime you want to stop.
Okay, yeah. Through the forest, climbing trees.
There we go.
I actually think that pattern flows better as Bob Dylan. Okay, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, the like to dislike ratio actually supports that. 67,000 likes to 32,000 dislikes. I want to know what the 6,000's doing. I could see, like, ironically being like, yeah, man, I totally like this or something, but I would never listen to it.
The guy that I was talking about, like, 100% fucking
actually
loved this band.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, he liked what I would consider extremely bad bands, but I'm not going to knock them now because I'm a different person.
Okay, YouTube name by the name of Honkler says Napalm Death is better than this, but like he's saying, I think he's trying to be derogatory towards Napalm Death, and screw you, buddy. Like, at least Napalm Death has some history behind them, and they are like a cornerstone of an entire genre of music. So of course they're better than this garbage. I don't necessarily listen. I mean, yeah, you might not like the grindcore stuff, but Napalm Death have some death metal albums, and I actually really did enjoy that one single they put out recently. That was more like a
even I would listen to fucking Napalm Death over that, and we all know that is definitely not my style of music. Though I did like that one single.
It's just it's like drunk people doing Nintendo core. This is top tier so bad. I do not agree that it's so bad it's good. It's still really garbage.
No, it's just garbage.
Oh no! A month ago, Ill CD Fame. This song was actually really good, and so were they. What are these comments? No. Say psych. No. I really hate the drumming. It's all over the place. Actually, I thought the drumming was actually okay. Even though it's probably all programmed. One guy says facts, and the same people who praise prog metal for having messed up time signatures will crap on this. Like, I don't enjoy either all that much, although this is at least interesting. But those are some double standards.
No. This is nowhere near Dance of Eternity kind of good. By the way, Ethan, if I was to ever recommend a Dream Theater song to you, it would be Dance of Eternity, and do you know why?
Because it's the meme song?
It's 108 time signature changes in like 7 minutes.
Fantastic. Guess how much I care.
Knowing how much you now love prog, probably a lot.
You have shown me some prog bands. I don't necessarily think I would say I enjoy prog yet. Like, I don't see myself like seeking out more bands, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. I did like Haken. I liked Opeth. I'm going to listen to more Opeth. And then Native Construct was cool. If only they would release more music.
My favorite comment here is by Casey Wolf. No cap, I kid you all not. I couldn't remember for the fuck of me the name of this band or the name of the song. I typed in on YouTube worst metalcore band ever, and I promise this song was the first thing that popped up.
I'm experimenting that now. Worst metalcore band ever. Enter. Design the Skyline surrounded by silence is the first thing. Wow.
Unfortunately, if you type in worst metalcore song, you don't get just the song. You get things like top 10 worst metalcore and post-hardcore songs, the 5 gayest breakdowns, classy. Oh, that was 11 years ago. That was more...
Emo cover cringe compilation 1.
The cringiest music videos reaction, Dara Dines.
I might actually watch that one. If it pops up when you're looking at that, he might actually react to that. Actually, I think he does.
He does.
I see him. I see him in the background of the thumbnail. I see him, and I might actually watch that. Jared Dines has put out a couple of... I used to like Jared Dines, but then his content became very, very cookie cutter.
You remember when Jared Dines was funny?
I do remember when Jared Dines was funny. I still think he's probably a cool dude, but like...
Oh, yeah, I do too.
I would probably hang out with Jared Dines, but...
I also think he's a pretty decent musician, if not really good, especially with... Jesus Christ, that guy plays a lot of instruments.
Rob Scallon.
Also Rob's...
Oh, I thought you were trying to name Rob Scallon.
No, Jared plays a few.
One of my favorite videos from both of them still is a guitar slap battle from Rob Scallon's channel. I love that one a lot.
I always enjoy Jared's shred videos only for the purpose of watching K-Mac.
I hate K-Mac. I'm not saying his videos aren't funny, but like one of my old bandmates loved him, and I don't get it. I like a couple of it. I like a couple of his, but
now to be fair though, K-Mac is actually a really good musician.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Like there were a bunch of people that there was like one video where he like legitimately did music, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're not just funny, you're also good." Okay, all right then. Also,
like I just realized since I record my webcam feed on OBS, I can just pull out that entire reaction of I don't even remember it anymore, what we just did, and have that as a video that can go up on the Facebook channel.
There we go.
Oh, also,
don't we have a YouTube channel?
We have it on. Yeah, I have it on my Goodnight Productions thing.
There we go.
Oh, and of course, a classic popped up as well. Attack, Stick, Stickly.
Oh yes,
the birth of the Crab Core. Also, Attack is back, by the way.
I don't want to talk about it.
I've never really listened to Attack.
Oh, I love. We'll get back to Haken eventually, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm pretty done with that.
There was like one point that I wanted to bring up.
Gotcha.
I guess you could always edit it. And is it Attack the one with the fucking rap in it? No. Who am I thinking of?
Linkin Park?
No. Bad. Like real bad. Metalcore rap. Attila.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Attila's hot garbage.
Yeah. No. So, get this. This was back when I worked at IUPUI as an immunologist. Mm-hmm. That's a strong word because I did no studying in immunology. It was me preparing samples for students to use. Mm-hmm. But whatever, I got to play with really cool chemicals and shit, so fuck you all. Anyways, I was listening to Devin Townsend because my boss would let me have Metal Mitch Monday, in which no one was allowed to change the radio, because he found it entertaining, but he also didn't like the fact that 90% of the time I would take over the computer, and which 90% of the time was because I asked the other guys, it's like, are you guys going to listen to music? And they'd be like, no. And I'm like, cool, I'm putting on my music. But anyways, so I was listening to Devin Townsend. It was his new album at the time, which was shit, I can't remember. It's the one that's prior to Empath. Anyways, and the kid comes in and he's like, "Oh man, this is really awesome. What kind of music do you like?" I'm like, "Oh, I like metal, death metal, stuff like that." And he's like, "Oh, I love death metal." And I was like, "Cool." What? Immediately I get the like tingling in my chest of, oh, he's going to say something real stupid when I ask him what kind of metal band that he likes. He's like, "Yeah, my favorite death metal band's Attila." And I was like, Oh,
I think you've told me this story before.
Oh, buddy, you poor innocent child. Please let me educate you. And he's like, "Oh, that's not death metal?" And I was like, "No, that's like metalcore, deathcore, my man." And he's like, "What's death metal?" And I immediately pulled up Hammer Smash Face.
You remember when I brought up that podcast that apparently talked about that song that I've already forgotten?
Yes.
They have an episode on Hammer Smashed Face. That isn't that bad of a song. Like,
no, I don't think Hammer's. I think of it as a standard Cannibal Corpse song. Like, if you're going to name a Cannibal Corpse song, it's that or Evisceration Plague.
What is this? I might have to like check out this podcast. First of all, my Spotify is freaking out when I'm on here. I don't know why. Everything's like flashing. Episode 5, Hammer Smash Face by Cannibal Corpse or The Death Metal Adventures of Taco Detective. So so
what?
Oh, okay. So they talk about a specific song, and then like the or is the like a pun or something that's in the episode, I assume, because the next episode is Jailbait by Ted Nugent or quotations, this is objectively horrible. So
got it.
But it's a 50-minute episode just about Hammer Smashed Face. I'm kind of interested. Here's the thing. We're gonna start like a rivalry with this podcast. Oh boy, we take a look at the hit parentheses smash song Hammer Smashed Face by death metal poet Laureates. Word. Cannibal Corpse. We also discuss how the band has an opportunity to become the standard bearers for the LGBT community. I'm very confused.
I'm
very confused. I do like, however, episode 2, Miracles by Insane Clown Posse, or This Is How Trump Got Elected.
I do love all the like anti-Trump shit that the ICP were going about.
Here's the thing. I don't hate Juggalos anymore. I don't hate Juggalos anymore.
I was like, after that, I was like, wow, I never thought I'd be rooting for the Juggalos, but here we are. That's 2020 for you.
I don't know why this is freaking out so badly, but I'm definitely going to check out the episode on the Design the Skyline. I think that might be interesting. Anyway,
all right, to harken back to Haken, kind of sounds funny. So I looked up a prog breakdown because there is a blog called progbreakdown.home.blog.
Mm-hmm.
They did one on Vector, and the last song on it is called "A Cell Divides." And I guess this is, again, I know nothing about Vector. Mm-hmm. The patient. The one thing about Vector is it takes place in a mental hospital.
Okay.
The patient is now reborn from the earth. The ember falls away. He's in immense pain from his transformation. Dr. Rex has twisted the patient into a cockroach human hybrid. All right, Kafka. A horrifying violation of a human form. The mutation is overriding the patient's body. And Dr. Rex sees great beauty in his creation. He sees grace in the imperfection. He will keep the patient safe, always close to his heart. Now, if you watch the music video for Prosthetic,
mm-hmm.
It takes place in a mental hospital where the patient is trying to break out mm-hmm. and is successful, and he also turns yellow. So I didn't know there was some cockroach human hybrid, but there's that. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it kind of leads into it.
Okay, fair enough.
And I wonder if, like, maybe the patient, like, starts a cult and causes, like, because he's a human hybrid, causes, like, a pandemic or something, and also launches nukes. Who knows? Haken's weird, but kind of cool.
Haken is weird, but kind of cool.
And also really good musician. God, they are so good. Anyways, I think hopefully we have once again beat our record.
Not at all, because we've had so much things. We had like 30 minutes at the beginning to cut out. We were sitting at 2 hours and 11 minutes at the moment.
Oh shit! I got to come up with another like 2 hours of content.
Nope, we are not going to be doing that. But I forgot. We actually forgot to do a segment on the last episode where we discussed what we've been doing. We kind of just talked about anime and then we ended it. So, what have you been listening to? What have you been watching? How's your life been in this past week since we recorded the last episode? We had to cram in a lot of stuff. We're hopefully going to get back to stuff being normal now.
Last Tuesday was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm 26 and still a failure.
I feel like there was something else that happened last Tuesday, too.
I don't know what it could be. It's not important. I didn't have to share my birthday with any horrible event. Or stress or anything, whatever. I didn't get horrendously drunk or anything.
I wish I want to get drunk, but like I live at home and I'm not allowed to bring alcohol in the house.
Also, you're on pain meds.
That's true too. and antidepressants.
I mix my antidepressants and alcohol all the time. It's fine. It's fine. I Googled it. They said, you probably shouldn't, but there's no known side effects. I was like, cool. And by mix, I mean I take my pill and then maybe like 4 hours later have some alcohol.
Oh, no, I take my medications with a swig of moonshine.
Yeah, that sounds like you. No, I didn't, drink 2 servings worth of a, what is that drink called that I really like? White Russian.
I love White Russians. It's my
that was 4 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces of Kahlua, 2 ounces of Bailey's. That's a lot of alcohol in one drink.
Mm-hmm. I usually mix mine with milk.
I have half and half because that was the recommend. Because that's how the dude makes it.
I hate that movie. I legitimately dislike that.
I've never seen it. I know it's a cult classic. I've never seen a lot of cult classics. I've still not seen Fight Club.
It exists.
My friend and somebody I did date in the past has talked to me extensively about it and how like 90% of the guys that watch it don't actually understand the point of the movie.
Oh yeah,
and
probably.
She like broke it down to me and it's like, yeah, no, those guys sound like idiots because it's supposed to be a whole kind of like anti-violent movie and it's dumb and reckless and self-destructive to be like that. Mm-hmm. And everyone's just apparently like a lot of guys just take it as I want to start a fight club. I want to beat people up. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely doesn't sound like the point of the movie. So anyways, anything else I did? Apex Legends Season 7 started. It's pretty good. I like the new map. I've been getting used to nights. I'm poor as fuck.
Yeah. I'm not getting any more money until my inheritance check comes in, which I have no idea when that is.
Yeah. Hoping that this job gives me more money, but also doesn't make me terribly depressed. The good 26-year-old lifestyle.
Well, your Tuesday is going to suck. I'll tell you that.
Why is my Tuesday going to suck?
Aren't you doing like a real long day on Tuesday?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Tuesdays and Saturdays, I work from by choice, everyone. My company is not forcing me. And in all actuality, they'll probably get mad at me. Because they don't like people making money. They encourage it and they're like, we're short staff. But as soon as you start like working more hours than they want you to, they get all upset about it. And not for the good reasons of like capitalism. It's never things like we're worried about your health and your sleep schedule and you might be sleep deprived and get hurt. No, it's nothing like that. They're like, we don't want you making money. Stop. Because I don't know how much you know, but there's like this system called the Ahead system, in which you sign up for additional hours. But apparently we're really short staffed. But if you like work and you're not in the Ahead system, and you're working a different shift, so like if you're a day shifter and you work nights, you will get in trouble and possibly written up for it. But they're really short staffed nights. I don't know. This company makes no sense to me, but thank you for the job anyways. I'll be working from 2:30 p.m. until 6 a.m. the next day.
Ugh. Yeah. Screw that.
And with how things have been going there, I will have plenty of work to do from 2:30 until 9, in which I will need to be ready to start my other shift.
Well, you're actually full-time now, technically, aren't you?
Yes.
Cool.
So my normal shift is from 9:30 until 6 in the morning, which is not bad. I mean, I've worked night shift before. I liked it. The thing that sucks about night shift working is the world no longer caters to you in any shape or form. So, like, if I want to get some out to eat, it's almost always has to be breakfast food. If a restaurant's even open, or I have to wait until like noon to order something that's not breakfast food, even though that's my dinner time. None of your friends or family ever understand that, hey, you're probably asleep. Why didn't you pick up? I love my mom to death. Great lady. Love my parents in general. But I used to go over to their house and have dinner, and then my mom would be like, why are you not like eating all of this? Why is it taking you so long to eat this dinner? I'm like, Mom, I just woke up 2 hours ago. This is breakfast. My body ain't ready for this 3-course meal. So, yeah, life is dull and boring. My roommates were cool. They bought me a cake and did a stupid dance and song. That was entertaining. That's more than most people have done for my birthday in the past 4 or 5 years. So, woo, depressed Mitch is fun. Anyways.
Dude, I feel that. My brain's been bugging me recently, so that's cool.
I've been actually pretty okay, especially after elections have been done. I've been feeling pretty good, but there have definitely been moments.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. I have no leg?
Yeah. Well, I really haven't been doing a lot of listening other than, what we need to.
I forgot other listening that I've been doing. Oops. I'm re-listening to Ne Oblivious Garrus, and I think that was what was the other thing I was listening to?
A great metal
Persephone.
band.
Persephone. Yeah, they're really good. They're
not talking about Persephone.
you don't even know Persephone.
I know of them.
You like them.
I know of them. You told me about them before.
I don't know. Oh, good.
You posted a cover about one.
That's right. I forgot that's the only vocal cover I've ever done, and it's only a minute long.
It's
if
decent.
You want to hear me sing really high and slightly out of tune, because that was really hard to maintain.
Do you want to hear my best cover this year?
Yeah, sure. Wait, you didn't already send it to me? Or it's not on your Instagram?
No, it's not on my Instagram. It's YouTube, but it's Dying Fetus.
Oh.
Seriously though, I was really excited. That's probably the favorite cover I've done this year. Turned out really, really well.
I might have to check it out and then comment really rude things.
Well, you can appreciate my vocals without needing to appreciate the band.
Let's see, but my problem was the band's vocals mostly.
Yes, but I'm your friend. And you know that I have more of a range than just Gurgle, so that's cool. I feel like it's got 106 views, 10 comments, and 5 likes, no dislikes. I'm excited about that. And then the cover I did after that was hot garbage, so I don't understand why there's no dislikes. I
can solve that for you. Give me a second.
Please don't. I do requests whenever somebody does one, which isn't common, but somebody requested that I do Metallica's cover of Loverman, which is off of Garage Inc. And that song kind of makes me uncomfortable. I used to like it a lot, but then I realized that it's kind of rapey. So I'm
just
like,
a little.
I even in the beginning of the video, I'm like, just letting you know, I'm doing this because it was a request and I'm very uncomfortable. And then I have the song start. It wasn't my best cover.
I did want to say one more Haken thing. So they have an album that I really like. It came out after The Mountain called Affinity. A really good album. Their 5th song on there, which is the longest song, is The Architect. And I'm only mentioning it because you've mentioned that you like what you've heard of Leprous, but they had Leprous do a guest spot.
Like the entire band or just the vocalist?
Just the vocalist.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
It has, just to entice you, it has growls.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do really like the vocalist from Leprous, so I might have to check that out.
Also, I don't know if you know this. I don't even know if you know who Eason is, or Eason. Do you know who that is?
Nope. Sounds like a gas station.
Fair. It's the lead singer of Emperor.
Oh.
But he has his own solo project, which is really good and really proggy, and like Matt Heafy's been on it. Oh. Also, him and Matt Heafy are writing an album together. He apparently guest spots on Leprous Records often.
Interesting.
Or their live shows, one of the two. And the reason is the lead singer of Leprous is engaged to Eason's sister.
Interesting.
So some of the growls you might hear on a Leprous record actually might be his.
Okay. Fair enough.
So
interesting. Cool.
Neat.
I don't remember what I was doing anymore.
We're really good at our jobs, and by our jobs,
so
I mean this.
I'm so tired, which is fun because I'm probably still going to be staying up for another couple of hours. Anyway, what have I been doing? I haven't really been listening to a lot of music other than what is required for this podcast because my brain sucks. I listened to the entirety of The Virus for the first time yesterday, so it's a fun time. And I lied to Mitch saying that I had already listened to it, but
you suck.
Yeah, but it's cool. I got through a couple listens, which is the same that I did for Opeth. It was a lot easier because it was only one album, but it was really good. It was an easy listen. I'm so behind on my podcasts. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes behind on every podcast I like. And I have a lot of trouble just sitting down and listening to it. But I realized that the PS4 has a Spotify function. So if I ever actually play a video game on my PS4 again, instead of using it just as a YouTube machine, I can listen to podcasts while I play games. Did you
ever play the God of War?
Not yet. I bought it.
Do it.
So I have a story with this one. I had bought it. I put it in my PS4, and then we had a lot of band stuff happen, so I wasn't really playing many games at that point. No, not yet. It does come back to that, but I just had a lot of issues, and I wasn't on my PS4 for a while, and my roommates are. So I remember I had it in the PlayStation, and they put something else in, and the disc went missing. It is not the first time I have had games go missing. The first time was in my very first apartment. One of my roommates sold like half of my game collection by bit without me noticing, and then he pocketed $300 for a guitar that we were going to purchase for Jake, which was my longest running roommate. We kicked him out fairly quickly. He did give me some money back, but it was only like $150 of the 600 or 700 worth that he stole. So that's fun. But God of War went missing. I was very frustrated because I looked everywhere and I just couldn't find it. The last time I thought I saw it was somebody like put it on top of the PlayStation 4 instead of putting it back in the case because all of my roommates were children. But I was also a child most of the time too, so who cares? I think it's just coming in your 20s living with 5 people. Yeah. So after getting kicked out of Fleshbore and then starting to move back to my folks' house, the drummer had God of War, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I borrow that? Because I never got to play it, and you don't really play games that much anyway. And he said, yes. So I own God of War again now. And I also have a lot of his gear that he just left behind in the house after our lease was up. My roommate Jake needed the modem that we left on accident. So since we left all the keys in the mailbox, I went, picked up the key, walked in, and there was just like a ton of music gear just sitting in the living room that they were just going to have them throw away. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to shove this all into my car then. I think I got like 2 mixers. I have a Carvin power amp. I a couple of GoPro knockoffs, a couple of actual cameras. I have God of War. I just haven't played it yet.
You should. It's good.
I know. I've heard it's very, very good. Here's the problem, though, and I have the solution to this problem now. Our TV is really, really, really old.
Yeah. I was supposed to give you that TV a long time ago.
Yeah, you never did. It's fine. I bought a new TV.
Oh, well, I still have that TV if you want.
I don't. So our current TV is like a 60-inch Mitsubishi CRT that does 1080i. It has one HDMI port, and it does not play nicely with new electronics. It's overscans and the picture's too zoomed in, and I can't. Everything I've tried, I can't get it to all fit on the screen. So a lot of games I can't play because the part of the HUD's missing or something. Like I have Spelunky 2, and I can't play it because the health is gone. Like I can't see how much health you have anymore. I guess I could play it and just get good, but I don't appreciate that.
As you should.
Yeah, so I bought a TV. Walmart is doing like month-long Black Friday deals or something. And on the 4th, they had a 42-inch 1080p, and I'm mad because the ad I originally saw said it was 4K. But I guess either it was wrong or I was wrong, but it was a 42-inch 1080p TV for $88. So I split the bill with my mother and purchased that.
Does it at least look good?
It's the Walmart in-house brand ONN. It's decent. Like It's probably going to actually show the entire screen, which is all I really care about at this point. It also has a Roku built in, so that's kind of cool.
Neat.
Yeah, so I did that. I've been watching a lot of. I'm almost done with Hannibal, and that show is excellent. If you guys like crime shows or just enjoy like the Hannibal Lecter universe, I didn't realize that the show. So most of the show is a prequel to the entire series, which starts with the book Red Dragon. So it usually almost everything takes place before Red Dragon, but the last season, season 3, I don't know if they planned on it ending after 3 seasons or they just ran out of stuff they can do prior to Red Dragon and they decided to go ahead and start doing the books. But they start doing the Red Dragon storyline at the tail end of season 3, which I thought was interesting because I had no idea that they did that. So we're going to finish that up. I think we have 4 more episodes, and then I'm going to actually watch all of the movies because I've only seen Silence of the Lambs. And there's actually more movies than you think. Anthony Hopkins was not the first person that played Hannibal Lecter. There was a movie in the 80s called Manhunter that was based off of Red Dragon, and there was a guy that played Hannibal Lecter in that. And so we're going to watch... I think I'm going to do it like in story order, so I think I'm going to watch Hannibal Rising, which I've heard is garbage, but I'm going to watch it anyway. And then I'm going to do Manhunter, and then I'm going to do Red Dragon. So in total, we're going to see the Red Dragon storyline 3 times. But one of them has Lawrence Fishburne in it, so it's cool.
There's that.
And then Silence of the Lambs, and then the Hannibal, which I've also heard is garbage. But I'm excited for that. I don't know what TV show we're going to watch yet, because I guess we've decided that since I'm back home, especially because I don't work at this point, that we should like bond, because we never really did that when I was in high school because I hated everyone. So it's cool to just watch. And I like watching TV with people. That was one of my favorite parts of living with all those dudes in the house. We watched a lot of the Netflix Marvel shows, and I can make jokes and stuff like that and hide my sadness. So don't know what we're gonna watch next. I'm thinking of either doing Breaking Bad or maybe the Marvel shows, even though it's gonna be my 3rd time through Daredevil, which is fine because Daredevil is a perfect show. And then yeah, other than that, I really haven't been doing much. I won. Are you aware of Joey Sturgis?
Why does that name sound familiar?
He's a fairly big, like, metalcore producer from Indiana. He runs Nail the Mix.
Okay. That's why I know the name.
Yeah, so he runs Nail the Mix. I've had Nail the Mix for a while. That's where I've talked about, like, Devin Townsend. This month's is really cool. Have you ever heard of the band Spirit Box?
Name, yes. Otherwise, anything by them or anything like that, no.
I think the vocalist was in I Wrestled a Bear Once at some point. I think. I could be wrong. But either way, their song Holy Roller is the song for this month, and it's really good. You probably wouldn't like it because it's kind of chuggy. But it is really, really good. I like it a lot. And but I won. What's up?
I want to point out something. I do not hate the chug. I do like me some chug.
Well, maybe check out Spirit Box's Holy Roller. It's the only song that I've listened to. I enjoy it, but I'm also mixing it a little bit too, so that might be influencing it. No, the vocalist is really, really good. And it has some... my monitors died again, and I freaked out for a second. It also has some really... Apparently, they sample like electronic voice phenomena a lot in their music too. And I'm a ghost and supernatural nut, so maybe I should like listen to some of their other work. Anyway, that song's really good. I've been mixing that, but I won 3 months of Nail the Mix Enhanced, which is like $50 a month. So I won a contest, and I don't know if it's a good thing because the contest was like submit one of your mixes, and we'll pick 3 people to win 3 months of Enhanced. And I don't know if they were looking for mixes that were bad or good. So I submitted that mix I sent you a long time ago of the song Scrape Clean the Exposed Bone for the band I'm in. And it's cool. I have that. Speaking of that, we retracked bass for that song, and then we're going to be redoing that because for that URM Enhanced or Ultimate Recording Machine Nail the Mix, it's the same thing, Enhanced. Since I submitted that song, that's the song I have to check in with somebody. I have to do like a 20-minute one-on-one with a producer, like a name, like successful producer, like once a month, going over the song, saying what we could enhance and do better. So I'm like, I need to finish that song then.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it is super cool. I'm excited. And then I might have found a second guitarist finally for the band.
Is it me?
Well, here's the thing. I asked if you wanted to be involved. Did you ever listen to that song I sent you?
I think so.
It had like some soft moments in the beginning before it went into more of the...
That's the one that you thought violin, right?
Yeah, but you never replied to if like you thought it was a good idea or not.
Either... I swear I commented on that. Give me a second. Let me go through the...
You didn't.
Well, I want to see the conversation. Then up. Wow, I send you a lot of stuff.
You do send me a lot of stuff, and honestly, I only look at about like 1 in every 4.
Man,
most
trying to hurt me now.
To be fair, most of them are just headline stuff, so I'm like, I don't always click on the articles. Scrolling back through our thing, apparently Creed is possibly getting back together.
Yeah. See, you missed some good things.
No, I saw
bullshit
that.
Cameo. Cameo episode 5. Jesus Christ, how long ago was this?
It was a minute ago. Oh yeah, we discussed the new Bring Me the Horizon a little bit. I have not listened to it yet, so I do not have an opinion. Except for
I don't like them.
Except for the one song you sent. I had heard that one before because it was released. What was that called? Parasite Eve. I actually do like that song. I think it's catchy for the most part. But I really liked their last album, and that was a very divisive release, to say the least. I don't know how far this is.
Yeah. Wait, fuck, you can search this stuff. God damn it, I always forget that.
Yeah, I'm sure if you search violin, you'll find it.
I potentially have a song. Ooh, okay, gotcha. I certainly am intrigued. I'll check it later. Kind of just winding down for the night. You're good.
Yeah, so that was you didn't.
I guess I'm thinking of the other one that you sent me.
I don't know what that would be.
I think it was just a like, hey, listen to this thing that I'm doing vocals for, or mixing or something.
Yeah, that was recent. I'm working with a guitarist from Missouri on a release. It's very proggy.
And I was like, this sounds cool, but the mix is
bad. Yeah, I know. But it's fine. Yes, there was that song that potentially want things for. Maybe you should like listen to it after we're done recording.
You mean like I'm doing right now?
Oh, well, let's not. You're just trying to inflate the episode now.
No, I'm not. No, I was legitimately like, so far, I mean, I'm only 12 seconds in, but I enjoyed what I was hearing.
I think it's like for the first 2 minutes or so before the more straight on death metal, deathcore stuff kicks in. But yeah, I
could have sworn I said something along the lines because maybe I was just thinking, you were telling me that you needed to like talk to, I can't remember his name.
Gage.
It was Gage. I was going to say Gabe and see what he thought. And I swear to God, I replied, well, let me know what he thinks first and then I'll give it a listen.
No, I said, screw it. He's asleep. Here's the song.
That's right. That's what it was. Okay. I'll give it a listen. I'm not against it. I'm a bit rusty, but
it's all good. I mean, the real question is if you want to have us write the melody or if you want to do it. And I think you would be better because you're a violin player.
Yeah. I mean, every guest spot I've done,
you've written.
I've written.
Okay, that's completely cool. I'm still waiting for him to tab everything and write everything out for that song.
I can do it by ear.
Oh.
I think people forget I've been playing violin for almost 20 years now.
Oh.
Yeah. No, like I was listening to it and I already had like some improv in my head on those 12 seconds. That most of my violin guest spots I improv, and I just keep improving until I'm like, I like that part, and then I put them all together into a single track. Okay.
I can dig that.
Yeah, I can give it a listen. I can even find out if maybe during some of the death metal-y parts it might, some violin might go there. I mean, that's totally up to you guys in the end.
Oh, no, that'd be super cool. I mean, I would send you the other songs, but they are a lot more just straightforward.
Hey, man, if you ever need a mandolin solo or some didgeridoo, I got you as well.
I don't know about didgeridoo. I am semi interested in like shoehorning violin into the songs. I don't know why. Yeah, this isn't gonna fit. This isn't gonna fit. Distort your violin. You have an electric one, don't you?
I have 2 electric ones.
Do you want a cello?
Didn't you tell me that cello was like
it just doesn't have
broken?
It just doesn't have strings on it.
Okay, where's the bridge?
It's one of those like floating bridge things. It's lying somewhere. I haven't looked at it in a while. I can send you pictures.
Yeah,
of it.
No, all like violin-esque instruments are floating bridges. It's literally held there by the tension of the string alone.
Yeah, this one feels really cheap though. It's like super plasticky. I think last time I looked at it.
No, I'm okay. No,
I don't know.
My violin can go down the cello range anyways because it's a 5-string.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. I mean, I haven't looked at the thing in a while. I could be completely wrong, but
I said it can go down the cello range. I meant viola range, which I mean the viola goes down the cello, but whatever.
I mean, you could always just pitch your stuff down.
Nope. I mean, I could also tune down.
Fair enough. You can you gent on your violin?
Probably.
That'd actually be kind of cool.
I would just have to use the C string.
I mean, also, like, I was
which
thinking...
is an octave below middle C.
Gotcha. I mean, I was also kind of thinking, like, the reason why Devin Townsend's mixes are so, like, wall of sound is he literally has multiple... You may not even... you may not hear or discern a difference, but he has multiple things playing the exact same pitches underneath everything else, so it's like building it up, which like you could potentially learn the patterns of the guitar on the electric violin and like have it underneath as like a subtle effect and kind of doing that wall of sound. Kind of interesting now that I'm thinking about it a little more, other than just like a guest spot solo. We can discuss that later. Anyway,
Yeah. Wow, this is
we had a lot of weird discussions on this episode today.
and who knows how many of them you'll actually cut out.
No, I'll probably leave in a lot of them, but it's all good. I think it's time to go ahead and start wrapping things up.
As I crinkle a wrapper.
As you crinkle a wrapper, indeed. I'm trying to think I'm tired.
Speaking of rappers, my music now.
Aesop Rock album coming out pretty soon. I'm excited.
I'm interested to at least listen to it.
Yeah, so.
I did, as everyone knows, I did really like Aesop Rock.
Have you checked out any of his other stuff, or?
No, I haven't. I've been on a very metal-y kick lately.
Did you check out anything from Monolith?
Oh, no, I actually have not.
Gotcha. Just curious.
I'd
be interested to see how far back into their catalog you can go before the quality turns you off.
Yeah, for some reason I've been on like kind of like a nostalgia thing. Like I'm really tempted to go through.
You're going back to your metalcore phase.
So I'm thinking about
was your favorite band Stickly?
I don't even know who that is.
I mean, Attack.
Oh,
joke aborted. I'm sorry. Continue.
I'm thinking about going through every Opeth record again.
Jesus Christ! Listen to something new.
Why would I need something new when there's 14 Opeth records?
Christ, they have that many? Jesus.
Yeah. You kidding me? They've been around since 94.
It's fair, I suppose.
I think it's 14. Yeah, it's 10 metal records and 4 clean ones. Or 5 clean ones and 9 metal records. I always kind of throw Damnation in with the metal ones because it's right in the smack dab middle. Yeah, no, Watershed was, I believe, number 10. Pretty sure. Right. Anyway, no, I'm going to have to figure this out. Okay, 4, Blackwater, Damnation, Deliverance, Ghost Reveries. Oh, no. Okay, 9. 13 records, my bad.
You're a poser. Not a real fan.
I am a poser. Not a real fan. Watch me get back on here and then find out it is 14. And then who's the real poser? It's still me. No, it's 13. I'm a poser. Damn.
Here's a fun fact for the video. Chris Barnes from 6 Feet Under has a cameo if you want to pay him to talk to you. I don't.
Or if you pay me a lot of money.
If you give me like a 5, I'll do whatever.
No, I was going to say, if you give me a bunch of money, I'll cameo with Chris Barnes and see how that goes.
No, we were thinking about trying to promote the last episode with a cameo from Travis Ryan, or we had discussed it, but I'm broke, so I decided not to do that. Instead, I decided to dump $25 into like the Facebook ad system, and I don't really know what I'm
going.
There's a lot of people that's seen it. I don't really know. I looked up like how to do this or how to do that, and apparently I just had no idea what I was doing. I don't know. I might experiment with it again once I'm making money again, but it was an interesting thing to try out. I probably won't do it again for a while, unless if I start doing like highlight clips or something like that. Anyway, let's go for our next album picks. What do you have for me today or next week?
Well, I feel like after the grandiose of Haken.
Do you have another? Hold on. Is this another progressive album?
It is not.
Okay. Is it death metal?
It is.
Ooh. Let's see if I can
discuss this.
Let's see if I can narrow it down. Is it 90s?
No.
2000s.
Can you? It came out like 2 years ago.
Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do this. Keep going.
No, come on. Let's extend this time.
Is it Insomnium?
No, but eventually one
Dark
day.
Tranquility. Dark Tranquility. Jesus.
God, I love them. No, but they do have a new album coming out soon.
Am I close?
It's not Mellow Death.
It's not Mellow Death. Is it Blackened Death, or is it just like straight death metal?
Well, you know I don't listen to straight death metal. Come on now.
Well, maybe modern straight death metal is better than like 80s and 90s straight death metal, kind of like prog. I don't know. I haven't listened to like a straight death metal band in a while.
To be fair, I have nothing against straight death metal. I just don't like the tone, which kind of Dying Fetus. Anyways, okay, I'm
gonna have to kick you. I'm kicking you out of this podcast. This is gonna be me. I'm gonna give myself albums to listen to. Hey guys, it's the 4th time we've listened to Anthropocene Extinction today. Still really good. See you guys next week.
By the way, we're listening to Anthropocene Extinction again. Actually, you know what? I'll change it up. Monolith this time.
There we go. We're going to listen to Humanure. Actually, it's interesting. The further you go back, I still like a lot of their like writing, but it gets very potato-y. Like the writing is still cool, but the production
I know what you mean, yeah. And that's like the one thing that keeps me from liking old Death albums.
Yeah.
Luckily they remastered
the remasters help a lot.
Like I remember somebody's like, oh, you should listen to oh my god.
Leprosy?
Oh my god.
Scream Bloody Gore?
Mountain. It has the mountain on it. It's the red album with the mountain.
Yeah.
Sound of Perseverance.
Sound of Perseverance.
I remember like fucking hating that record.
They didn't even. I don't even think they remastered that one. I just think that one sounds good.
No, I'm pretty sure they remastered.
I'll check it. Oh well, you check it.
Yeah.
I still need to keep this Song Topsy report, Bad Music Dissected, up.
Control F.
Hey, how are you going to have a Tim Curry song on this show?
Yeah.
Hey, another Tim Curry reference. Hey, there we
go. No, it was remastered in 2011.
Okay. All right, I was wrong.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Oh, I refound the sound Surrounded by Silence. You wanna hear the blurb?
Go for
it. Surrounded by let's actually click on the. There we go. It's full now. Surrounded by Silence by I can't talk. Design the Skyline, or This Song is Weaponized Sound. The Friday by Rebecca Black of quote, experimental grindcore is how some survivors of this song described Surrounded by Silence. But our ears were bleeding too much to tell either way. On this episode, Steven channels his inner Frankie Valli, Mike acts out his most aggressive Boy Scout hiking trip ever, and Nick challenges Mike and Steve to a game of music or garbage disposal. I don't like how Frankie... No. I was thinking of Frankie Palmieri from Amur. I don't know who Frankie Valli is. Anyway, get to your album. Get to your album.
So we've discussed this before in our discussions of symphonic death metal.
Mm-hmm.
You prefer Flesh God Apocalypse. Nothing wrong with that.
Are you giving me Septicflesh?
But I need you to actually listen to a full Septicflesh album.
Okay. I mean, I dabbled in some of their music slightly before my surgery. I think I listened to their like most recent, or I listened to their popular songs on Spotify, and then I went back and checked their old material where it was just death metal. Wasn't really a fan of those, but I remember liking a lot of the songs that I heard. Which record are you looking at?
Can you actually tell me what songs you heard so I don't feel like I'm just giving you like half a record?
I suppose. Let's go check it. Oh, you did say you had multiple in case if it's what I've heard, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I listened to Anubis, The Vampire from Nazareth. I think I got to Sangreal, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so it's a bunch of their older stuff.
Yeah, it's just whatever's popular.
Which, I mean, Communion, fantastic album. It's their first symphonic album.
Okay.
So for people that don't know Septicflesh history, and of course Ethan will cover this in the next one as well, I guess.
Their name used to have a space in it. It's what the government doesn't want you know.
The Greek government. They're a band from Athens, Greece. I've seen them live once. They were really good. They played with Moonspell at the Emerson. Fuck the Emerson. So they were a band from like the 90s until like 2003, I think. I don't have their history pulled up. This is from memory. And they were just like a death metal band. And then they disbanded. And then all of a sudden they came back together in like 2008 or something around that time. And all of a sudden they were a grandiose symphonic death metal band.
The natural evolution.
Well, so their guitar player, Christoph, and his brother is the bassist. Mm-hmm. I want to say his name is Christoph. I could be wrong. He actually has like a master's in like classical music and film composer and stuff like that. So my guess is when they broke up, he was probably in college.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back and he's like, guys, I have this degree. Can I use it? And they were like, sure. And now they're amazing. Their death metal stuff was all right, but it wasn't like anything to like rave about.
Have you like listened to all of their death metal stuff?
I've listened to like an album or two. It was like the recommended ones. I like them. I would buy them. I just am like, it's not something that like grabs me like their symphonic stuff does.
Right.
And so they've released 4 symphonic death metal albums. Amazing work. They were recorded with the Prague Symphony Orchestra and Choir. Mm-hmm. So all the instrumentation is live. They have played one show with a live symphony and choir. They actually announced recently that they're going back to Mexico and playing another one. So I would have to go to Mexico.
I would try to go to that if I had a passport.
I do have a passport. I should have gone to the first Mexico show, but I had already gone to Colorado and Germany that year. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't have money anymore. And I've never had a desire to go to Mexico. Nothing wrong with Mexico. Just never, there was nothing that's been like, ooh, I really want to go and see that. The reason I wanted to go to Germany, my parents lived in Germany. So I wanted to see their old village and stuff that they stayed in for 6 months. Because Dad's U.S. Air Force are retired now. But anyways, so yeah, they're really cool. I love them. I didn't like them at first. It's one of those instances of Mitch, you're dumb. Why are you so stupid? So I'm going to give you their newest record, which I thought was pretty much perfect until the end. Not saying the end is bad, just beginning and great album.
Sinfonica?
No, that is their live album, which I own. No, their album Codex Omega.
Okay, I have looked at this album before, but I have not listened to most of it, so it'll be all right.
All right, cool. Fantastic record. There are definitely parts that will hopefully give you chills. Writing this.
Yeah, I know my roommate Jake actually really I showed him Flesh God, and then he really got into Septicflesh.
And I love Flesh God Apocalypse a lot, but there's definitely a difference in sound. Because Flesh God, for one, they're tech death. Mm-hmm. This is not that. The other thing is...
I wouldn't consider Flesh God tech death. It's just symphonic death metal, ain't it?
Nope. It's symphonic technical death metal. I will look it up right now. And I'll even use Metallum if you would like.
I mean, sure.
Oh, this is Metallum. I do know them. Genre, symphonic technical death metal.
All right. If the prudes say it's true, well, we'll go with that.
Also, if you've listened to their first record, it is like straight tech death.
Okay, gotcha. Oh,
Oracles.
hate to interject real quick.
Go for it.
I went just to make sure there was nothing happening on Facebook for messages or whatever. First thing that popped up on my feed: the CW releases new Walker Texas Ranger reboot teaser. Except it's Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, so I can't even look at it being like, oh, it's Sam. So I don't know. Odd. Anyway, yeah, Septicflesh, their new record is what you're giving me.
Yeah, and just to preface it between the two, Flesh God Apocalypse, very fast instrumentation, more focused on like the guitars and drums and bass. Granted, the piano plays a huge part, opera singing plays a huge part.
Right.
But the symphonic stuff is more background to me. It's still there, and they've definitely brought it more forefront in their newer records. But the metal parts for Septicflesh are more in the background, as more of a rhythmic thing, and all the melodic stuff is more in the symphonic area.
Okay.
And it's definitely a different contrast because it's not incredibly fast or anything like that, like Flesh God is. I love them. They're possibly like my top 10 favorite bands of all time, and Codex Omega is probably in my top 10 favorite albums.
Okay. I will give her a listen.
Woo.
Now, for you, I
can't wait.
I have a couple of things.
Uh-oh.
And either you can choose or I can use the trusty album chooser that we've used off and on this show.
So you can either listen to that Dying Fetus album or that Cattle Decap album. Which one do you want?
I would do that if we didn't place a rule in the last episode that we can't do anything that sounds too similar. Like if Dying Fetus for some reason had a mellow death record right before that one. I would be
very interested.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, all right, yeah, Reign Supreme is mellow death. Why don't you check that out? It's not. Although I could almost see them doing that at some point in the future, like if they're just
100%. Like I said, they were definitely at the gate C kind of riffs, or Black Dahlia.
Way different tone though. They have a lot more crushing tone than what you would hear in Slaughter of the Soul or a Black Dahlia record. It's more
for sure
dense. But I will give you the genres, or at least the description, because the other one is kind of hard to pin down to a genre.
Oh boy!
I have a tech death record I can give you. An actual tech death, not just it is straight up 100% technical death metal. Or I can give you a album from a fairly known band, in the popular world, they are known, but their very first release was very, very weird. It was only limited to 1,000 copies, and it's not available anywhere. So you'll have to download it somewhere.
Whoa. Okay, I don't know about that. That might be hard.
I'll send it to you.
That works. Okay. Can I actually get the names of them?
No. Because
Okay,
I'm giving you one today. I'm going to give you the next one next episode.
Got it. Okay. Well, let me just make sure of this. The tech death band isn't Beyond Creation, is it?
No.
Okay. Because I have listened to all their records, so I wanted to make sure.
And I don't know why I'm giving you a choice. I'm just going to go to the album thing anyway. Unless if you strongly prefer something.
Give me the weird one.
Okay. Yeah. I will give you Slipknot's Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat.
Crud.
I think you're going to find the album interesting. I don't necessarily know if you'll super enjoy it. You'll probably like some songs
I do
more
know
than other.
about this.
Yeah.
So it's not even on YouTube or anything?
No, it's on YouTube.
That's where I've been. Well, then that's where I've been listening to this stuff anyway, so that's fine.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you can find it on YouTube pretty easily. However, I also have a caveat that you kind of gave me to Haken. So something I was super excited about trying to talk about on this podcast, if we were going to start it earlier this year, was that a lot of Slipknot's early work before and then slightly after MFKR, before the self-titled came out with Corey, got leaked. There's a ton of really cool, like, even if you're not like a fan of Slipknot, for me, it's more like cool that there are versions of songs that I know that has Anders on it instead of Corey, like Heartache.
I'm sorry, Anders as in
Anders Kolsefny. His real name is Andrew Rao.
Okay, I hear Anders and I'm thinking the lead singer of In Flames.
No, this is all in Iowa, and I actually interviewed Anders once. In high school, and you can find it on YouTube, but I sound like a very scared fanboy because I was like 16 and I had I was like, hey man, here's some questions, but I
assume he was pretty cool about it.
Oh, he was super cool. He was very, very nice. He actually he's not too active on Facebook anymore. I'm at one point I was going to Iowa and I was going to go to Iowa. I never did. And I actually asked, hey dude, do you have like any shows going on around this time? And he said, no, but if you want, you can stop by our practice space. I'm like, but I never went. So he has another band now called Painface. They've been off and on over the years. They have one album from the 90s, and then they released a 4-track EP 10 years ago, I think. And then he just released a new version. Anyway, the caveat is there are 2 songs on the demo that was made before MFKR that didn't make the cut. So it'll be interesting to have those on there too. One of the songs is Fur Covered in Blood, and Part of Me. And Part of Me, I'm not even going to explain it. I think it'll be interesting if you come in and tell me what you hear, because I think it has a lot of flavor from another band that was popular back then, and I find it really interesting. So
the cover for the Slipknot TV for Fur Covered in Blood.
I mean, it was never released like a full thing. There was like a handful of them made to hand out at shows, and Joey Jordison drew it. So like, it's not, it's not, it was never, the thing was like, it was never supposed to see the light of day. And there was a website for a while called MFKR1 that was like dedicated to pre Corey Taylor Slipknot, or like pre self-titled Slipknot. And they got their hands on one, ended up selling it. And I was like, man, it'd be a real shame if that guy like uploaded those unreleased songs, you know what I mean? And 3 years later, he finally did. So, and it was super exciting because I remember Anders talking about Fur Covered in Blood in our interview, and from his description, I was like, I really want to hear that song. Like, I really want to hear it. But so I was super excited when it dropped earlier this year. And then afterwards, they have a bunch of songs that were like from the self-titled that had Anders on it, like Scissors. And I really like his version of Scissors. I like his version of Prosthetics. It's really, really, it's an interesting time if you're like a big Slipknot fan, but I also think it's kind of interesting if you like at least know a little bit about them and have liked some of their music in the past. So yeah, I'm going to give you those 2 songs that were on the demo. And then, I mean, if you want to listen to the other ones on the demo, just to see if they're different, go ahead. But the other songs actually made it to MFKR.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. And then just letting you know, there is a hidden track on Killers Are Quiet. I
kind of remember us discussing this. Isn't it like ridiculously empty space for a while?
It's not empty space. It's samples of like,
that's right,
saws and welding sounds. Do you
want me to listen to Dogfish Rising?
Yeah, especially if it. I mean, on the original record, it is attached to Killers Are Quiet. It's not separated, but on YouTube, it's separated. So if you
no, I'm looking at this one that a remastered version that a gentleman posted back in 2016, and it's on there.
Oh, 20 minutes? Like 20 minutes of Killers Are Quiet? Some people separate them, some people don't. Some people don't.
Oh, he separated it.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think the only thing of note until I haven't listened to Dogfish Rising in years. Killers Are Quiet is interesting because it's Iowa. If you've ever listened to the song Iowa, it is Killers Are Quiet with different lyrics. And I really like Killers Are Quiet. The only thing that of note in between all that space with just the welding sounds and saws, there's a part where it kind of dies down and they very creepily say crows. So cool. And then you go to Dogfish Rising.
Edgy.
Well, there's a story that Clown used to keep a jar with a dead crow in it. They were nuts back in the day. Like their first shows, they had they did the welding sounds and stuff live. So they had a metal plate with a welder, and they would do it. And then that jar with he would open the jar and throw up a lot on stage, and it's weird. Looking up old Slipknot live stuff is really, really strange. Although they do have a full video of Corey's very first show, and that was interesting to watch. Anyway, yeah, the history of Slipknot's odd. Crows also was the name of a handful of unreleased songs that did see the light of day before the massive dump of the unreleased Slipknot tracks early this year. So you had Parv, which was the precursor to Before I Forget, Coleslaw, the two versions of Me Inside, one Anders, one Corey, and the fans called that collection of songs Crows. So and I think they got it from MFKR or something like that. So that's a little story behind Crows.
Gotcha.
I was a Slipknot nut back in the day, so not so much anymore, but I do still appreciate them. And Anders was super cool. I might actually try and hit him up to do a guest spot on some music, and I think that would be really cool if I can get a hold of him. But yeah, so there you go. We have decided next episode we're going to go over Septicflesh's Codex Omega, and then Slipknot's very first release that a lot of people don't even know about, at least unless if you're a fan of the band, really. Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, and then the two songs that were on the demo prior to that, Fur Covered in Blood and Part of Me. Cool. Mitch, thank you for joining me yet again. And then
he's you did
in
his basement.
Yeah, I do keep him down there. He's about to go down there right now, and he can have water in a couple of days. And congratulations, you inflated this out. You inflated this episode to the point where it might be longer than the other one.
Yes. Good.
I hate you so much. All right, so we mentioned earlier in the episode, we did fix the music stuff going on. So we'll probably start doubling up. At least I'll double up next episode. But today I need to get some of the music out that people have been waiting on. So a band that is from Wisconsin, I believe. Wisconsin. They are primarily. I'm gonna go to their page just to make sure I'm not gonna mess it up here. And I'll cut this out. Okay, I think their classification is a joke, but we'll go for it. So this is a band from Kenosha, Wisconsin. They are called Leechmonger. But they classify themselves as up-tempo, down-tempo, which kind of just equates to deathcore, I think. Fun enough, I did a guest spot for one of their songs a couple of years ago. If you want to go,
shameless plug.
Called "The Wall." There's a lyric video. It's pretty fun. I'm right in the middle of it, so if you want to listen. Anyway, we're going to go with a somewhat recent release of theirs. It is called 19. Go give Leechmonger a shot. They also have a song about The Legend of Zelda, and it actually samples some Zelda music. It's actually really, really cool. This song starts out pretty heavy, just letting you know, might want to turn down your volume a couple clicks. And we will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thank you guys for tuning into Distorted Entertainment. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/distentpod. That's DISTENTPOD. My name is Ethan Carpenter. You can find me on Instagram if you wish at MFKRWill. I am joined by my friend Mitchell Wade, and he can plug his stuff if he wants.
Not this time.
Not this time? Cool. We will see you guys in a couple of weeks with Slipknot and Septicflesh. See ya!
Bye.
I hate you so much, by the way.
I didn't do it on purpose.
I think you did it on purpose.